funny, right? Cause I was doing some work shit. I was at a work retreat, right? Earlier this week.
Yes, you were.
And I was talking to.
I was at a work retreat this week.
And I was talking to like one of my coworkers, because this nigga's not my friend, coworker, about
because this nigga's not my friend. You make that
about some
clear.
photography shit, right? Because he had asked me like why I had a camera with me. So now I was telling him about it, and then my other coworker was just like, "Yo,
to take pictures."
But I was talking about my other coworker
like,
jumped into the conversation, and she's like, "Yo, like you have a really really nice voice. Like you should do like podcasting or like audiobooks." And I was just like, little do y'all know.
Little do you know.
I was just like, interesting. I was like, maybe one day.
So would you tell him?
See, that's the thing. He's just a bad person.
Bro, this nigga don't want to see us win, bro. Nigga had the perfect opportunity to self-promote.
He's the bad person, bro. You could be like, oh, I actually do have a podcast and nominated for this award.
They don't need to see all that.
Not at all.
Especially you.
Nigga, because I'm going to keep it real with them.
Yo,
Nate.
that's pretty amazing.
There's been a lot of
You pointed at him instead of me.
No, because there's been a lot of times they would be like, yo, white people this, white people that.
Yes, that's why. It's because they're white. So he's like, oh yeah.
It's the demographic.
He's like, they're not going to like to hear that. They're going to think.
I don't feel like they've been on that type of time
like
for
white people.
Like that was like season 1 of BFTC.
Nigga, that's not season 1 of BFTC. Nigga, that's season now of my
Wait,
life,
pause.
bro.
What season are we on now?
That's what I'm saying.
I guess season is like a year. I'm just really saying year.
3?
This year 3.
Hey, bro, until you get called a
we
nigga,
on
bro,
season
you
4,
understand.
Season 4?
Season 4 started when we got nominated, nigga.
Oh.
New season.
And then when
New bag.
And then when we lose,
season.
it's going to be season 5. Season 5. Once we lose, season 5.
Once
we gonna lose this nigga.
Wait,
Go attitude, bro. You gotta vote for niggas, bro. You gotta tell niggas about the podcast.
Yo,
Why you do that?
Because of you. Yeah, why
All
you
the
do
white
that?
niggas would have voted
That's
too.
what I'm saying. White people be voting, bro. They be voting for real.
In
There's some
clusters.
coworkers
They
that I'm
do
cool
this.
with,
Clusters.
that I'm cool with, that they can see that shit. I'm gonna let them know about that. But who said that? Nah. I'm not sharing that with her.
one thing for
Nothing.
sure, my boss is never gonna catch a sniff of that, bro. Like,
What
What?
Is it on the same sentiment? Is it like...
That was bad.
it's not that crazy. It really not that crazy.
Catch a sniff. He could have said catch a sniff of the pod. He said catch a sniff of this.
But
That's
is
what
it
made
for
it
the same
wild.
reason?
Sniff of that,
Like, is it
huh?
kind of
Sniff of
like...
that.
All right, bro. If we gonna do this, we gotta talk one at a time, be on the same page.
Relax.
See, now everybody nervous. You feel me?
He's not nervous.
Is it for the same reason as my boy E says?
Nah, because the thing is, if my boss knew like what type of time I was outside of work, he's just gonna know like, oh, this nigga's like, he's not in it.
He don't want to be here.
What do you mean?
He's plotting to get the fuck out of here.
That's not true. Because you
But-
can
but
show,
it
if
is
anything,
true.
that's more impressive to them.
But it is
Okay, maybe
true.
that's what it is because you know that. But if anything to them, I feel like they'd be like, oh, I'm very impressed that he's very like multi-dimensional. That he has a lot of different layers to him.
Also, I feel like...
I'd go deeper into it, but in the case that he ever found out, we just not. I'll tell
If
y'all.
that's the
off
case, nigga, anybody could be at risk for that, bro. No bullshit. You think
That
niggas is
part.
going to a job to try and be there for 30 years? You're
That
like
part.
20 something, bro.
That's the thing, bro.
Is that
be
what they
thinking
expect?
that, bro. They be thinking that, like, because that's their baby. You feel me? Like that's what they grew into become what it's become. And for you to have any type of energy that's
How
towards
old is
something
he?
else, I feel like it make them feel away. Like I'd rather have somebody who would rather be here for 30 years and do that.
How
Because there
old
are
is
people
he?
like that. 50s.
Well, that doesn't make any sense for him to say that because usually the older generation with their opinion of our age group is like they don't keep jobs. Like niggas be running from job to job. So that would just be...
Well, that's the thing.
and you black.
They don't be niggas in my job.
No bullshit, bro. How long you been, how long
I
you
was
been there
say, he
for
think
now?
less of you already, bro. Like he
How
probably
long you
No,
been
not
there?
at all. Not
How
at
long
all.
you been there now?
How you know?
If anything, he's more impressed by me.
How long you been there now?
Because you stay.
That's the opposite.
No, he's like, you surprised me.
How long you been
That
there?
nigga told you to bring a pencil.
Almost a year.
It hasn't even been a year, bro. You could leave that shit in 3 months, bro.
For sure.
No bullshit.
I'll tell y'all off the air. Important conversations have happened. I put my nuts down. Yo. That's not pause, bro. Like, you know what that mean, though.
No. I'm not saying it's a
It's just
pause
weird,
thing, bro.
bro.
It's more so like, what does that mean?
That's just weird. That's not some shit
That's
niggas
not a
say.
saying,
You
bro.
assert
Nobody
your
said
dominance,
bro.
That felt like a...
My fault. I let my nuts hang.
There you kind of go, I guess. Like we'll let that one flow. I suppose, bro. It's just weird.
Bro, I just like,
I'm not
why
even
y'all
fixated.
act like
I'm
y'all
not
got
fixated
limited
on that.
dictionaries?
Why
Like,
you
what
talking
we
about your
doing here,
nuts?
bro? It's
Pause
figure
on
of speech.
dictionary too, bro. You sit
All you gotta do. Now what I think.
Bro, you need to stop watching
He
me.
said. He said.
I'm dragging it.
He said I
Yeah.
stood my ground.
Nah, let
But
my
now
nuts
it's
hang.
no, my nuts saying like, nigga, say what you mean, bro.
Bro, why can't you talk about it?
Cuz.
He doesn't
Some
feel
packet, bro.
He doesn't feel comfortable, bro.
If that's not what you want to
Therapy.
talk about,
I don't want to talk about that.
He gonna
we
say
want
it.
to talk about other things though.
All right, for sure.
Okay.
He gonna say it, and then it's gonna turn out his nuts was not hanging.
Yo, let's introduce this man.
Let's drop some bombs on this bitch. Hey man, you already know how we rocking. It's another special episode of Bad for the Community. You see, we back at BTO Boston. It's your man's the 508 guard. I got Tomo to my left. Bow! Oh, we got Sanye to his left.
What up, nigga?
We got Nate Nix to my right.
Hello, how you doing?
And we got Sanye on the mic.
Oye, como var.
No, let me put more respect on it. We got the Grand Master of the Chamber in the building, nigga.
Shorty and little patty.
He can't hear
And if you need a reminder, I'm not talking about Nate. I'm not talking about Tomo. These are losers.
Roberto either.
These is losers here, bro. You feel me? It's not about me. It's about y'all, and y'all lost, bro. So now we got some real winners in the building. You feel me? Until, December, then maybe you could have a win to your name.
What are you talking about?
December.
What's going on?
The BMAs.
Oh.
You feel me? But I feel like we just gotta kind of jump right into it, bro. Like Sanye, 5,000.
5 bins.
5 bins.
Why you ain't put it on the table? Why you ain't put that
I'm
shit on the
hit.
table?
Stack the ones. Come on.
No. No.
He said I would know.
Nah, yeah, that's money conversations. Nah.
Facts. How'd you feel when you won?
Genuinely, I felt really like shocked, like grateful. I'm still literally processing it. I feel like that's something that's going to consistently be a process because, like, for me, it wasn't. The chamber was like a part of an ongoing process that I was going through in terms of just learning about myself. And so for me, it doesn't feel like I won or lost, or not to say I didn't win or that's not what I feel, but it's more so like there was something that was happening behind the scenes internally that was more long lasting than all of that, that is still going through, and it's making me reflect or allowing me to reflect on more than just that moment.
Can you speak on that or?
Yeah. So learning about a lot about the ego, a lot about the spirit, the ego, the balance between those two. And that's also a part of it is understanding that while there is a difference, there is no difference. There's a big difference, yes, but at the same exact time, there's balance in itself. Like the balance in itself is a very necessary component. And if you take away, it's like if you take away that equal sign, you have that like sense of division that it's like either your ego or your spirit rather than ego and spirit. And I'll say all of that to say like the chamber was very much one of many moments in which my ego could have just, or my spirit could have just solo by itself.
That you dropped it.
Yeah, and it's a balance. It's an understanding of balance. It's a strong understanding of balance.
You're saying you got all these things going for you, but there's an internal battle within you to like remain humble.
Yes,
basically.
but not even just like humble and like
Made
it's
yourself.
that part because it's more so like I know what I'm capable of, and that's not something I'll ever shy away from. There was moments and times where it was moments and times where I would question in myself, and that's where again the ongoing process of like just learning about self exists. But I think now more than ever, it's definitely a space where like my capacity to understand how far I can reach exists, but equally so that guiding factor is expanded just as much. So it's like allowing my ego to believe it's a God to a point where also my spirit is expanded as well to lead it to be what it needs to be for what it needs to be, rather than just like my ego's here and like I bet.
Balance.
Exactly.
For me, it's
so
a
like
balancing act. It's not just
exactly.
being able to like recognize and understand what you can do and like push that forward, but also recognize that like internally there's also a lot of work that is like, in the process of developing. So it's like when I want to let one thing like overpower the other.
Yeah.
I feel you. That's real.
very much it. Yeah.
Where does this mentality
dope.
come from? Like for someone at your age, how old are you?
21.
21. But you're a very deep thinker, and
21.
like you have a lot of deep thoughts that you're kind of talking with yourself about. Where does this come from?
Depression.
Turn it up. Now we talking. Now we
Well,
talking.
it come from something, right?
That's
It's,
real,
again,
yeah.
that capacity, if you can look into the abyss, you see how deep it is, you take that jump, you're in it. But at the same exact time, it's if you have the capacity to jump and go all the way in it, you also equally have the capacity to harness all of that. So the more further you go in, the more you've experienced, the more you can be like, all right, I see what exists, at least to where I'm at right now. And like it's an interesting, like, I feel like Batman is probably a good example. Nah, there's better examples. But Batman is like he's Batman because of his trauma.
You gotta
And
embrace
again,
the
that's
darkness.
not a good. Batman's
What's
not
the
the
truth
best
of the
example.
situation?
But yeah, it's literally, think of just like your capacity to do evil can equate to the capacity to do good. And it's about you. What do you choose to do with that power that you have? But the only way for you to understand exactly how good you can do is by also equally understanding how bad you can do. It's the same thing. It's not, the only difference is just the perspective. So due to like depression, and not even to like highlight it or anything, but it's genuinely just, I was in a position where I was literally staring face first into the bottom of the abyss, and there was no bottom. It was just like, God, how, why, just no. But the fact that I'm here right now just means, okay, I can handle that. I bet if I can handle that, then I can harness that in some kind of way. Because I'm here, I'm walking, I'm moving, I've accomplished so many things that I've accomplished, not just in terms of like just the chamber, but just I'm breathing. That's an accomplishment on its own. Like I'm looking, I can see things, I can hear things. There may be a day where I can no longer do any of those things. There may be a day I don't have a leg or nothing. And I'm not even gonna say God forbid, because whatever happens, happens. But it's genuinely like I'm enjoying everything that has allowed this moment to be this moment.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I know going into it, we were doing the press conference leading up to the chamber. Your like motivation for being a part of it is like, why are you gonna win? Because you were like, this is something that you owe to like, not just to yourself, but like really like to your journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd love to hear like a little bit more about that, because I think like what you're saying is dope. It's kind of like when you're in like a cyclone or whatever. Those who like face the eye of the storm are like more likely to survive if they get tossed, because they're not afraid. They toss and they loosen up. They don't tense up. So when they hit the ground, they're surviving. You feel me? And they're good. But for the people that are not willing to face it, sometimes you just get absorbed and then bad things happen. People die. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel that. But I'd love to hear more about that journey leading up to the event.
It was, it's like a lot of conflict that I didn't recognize was what it was until I sat down with myself for a moment. Like, I got the call from Steph and Cam, and it was like, hey, would you be down to be the shadow master? And they unfortunately couldn't make it. So here's just, would you be down?
That's another aspect to it. Like, do you feel like there was a chip on your shoulder for the fact that you didn't win your respective chamber?
Nigga
It's-
took
Let
my
me answer the
question.
question.
Well, that is actually
Gotta
part
add
of
the
it though,
context for
because
the viewer.
it's not, and I'm still processing that. So I really want to be very, not careful per se, but I do understand the longevity of what's being said in the moment. It's not so much a chip on the shoulder, but it really taking an opportunity to understand things that I didn't even understand that I understood, and to make sense out of that. Again, there's that part of you that like just knows better, kind of thing. Or let me speak from the eye. There's a part of me that knows better. Even when if I do something at the moment and I'm like, yo, this is fun, da da da. There's that part of me that's just like, yes, this might be fun, but this isn't really
that's
for
not
you.
you.
Exactly
You know that's
that.
not you.
And I might still go throughout the entire process. I might make the best of the moment. I might, whatever the case is, I might find so many lessons and rewards and whatever the case may be from that. But there's that something that's like, at the end of the day, like, you knew this already. Like, you already had the answers. You already were good with, like, you knew this. You took the decision, and you had to go through it for you to really know why. So now it's in the conscious forefront of your mind. Like, now there's no question why this is either a good or bad thing. But you knew this. In terms of the chip on the shoulder part, it's not even a chip. It's more so like a question. I don't know. I really don't know how to expound further on that. I apologize, but like, it really is just like a question of why am I here, and not in a I'm undeserving, but genuinely like, it's a very interesting. Just like, all right, what's the, like, God obviously knows better than any of us here right now. I trust God. So what do you? I'm not going to know exactly what you know in God, but what
Why
why is
identify the purpose?
exactly, especially, and not to a point where it takes me so far from the experience, but to a point where with everything I've ever learned before, with how life just works, that there's some kind of like, there was something bigger than just like, you're here for the chamber. Like that's what it's bigger than just like,
Big facts, yeah.
it's more like a moment to really reflect upon self and really be like, why is Sanye here? Why is Sanye in
Do you feel
general?
like you owe anything to Nay? Given the opportunity, wouldn't be there if she didn't drop out.
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense where,
Because you did mention that during the performance too. You was like, I'm doing this for like not only for Nay, but like one of the you feel me? It's
yeah,
like,
it's more like there's not many parts to this, but like, all right, let's speak for Sanye specifically. For Sanye in that moment, growing from the first chamber, in a sense, yes. But again, that's why I'm saying there's multitudes of levels to this one where it's like, it's not for Nay more than it is for everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody else more than it is for the universe. And it's not for the universe any more than it is for literally everything. And it's not for everything any more than it is for God. It's those, each of those levels have a respective like importance to it and significance to it. So in the level, yes, it was about Nay, or more so, I really wanted to make sure that if I'm going to stand here as a representation of Nay, I'm going to do my best. Whether it's lose or win, I'm doing my best regardless. But also, I'm doing my best regardless for the world around me. I'm doing my best regardless for the universe around me. I'm doing the best regardless for God. I'm doing the best regardless for myself. I'm genuinely doing the best regardless.
And that's part of the process, you feel me? Where it's like, step into an environment like the chamber, right? Think about that first time where you have a bunch of MCs and like every single one of them is like under 20, it's 21 or under. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's like almost like, it's not like a responsibility, but it's like the due that's owed is to what has gotten me to this point. And that's like you're saying, it's everything. It's not just like Nay, or it's not just, you know, anyone that was in the chamber that day, Steph and Kim, all these factors. It's literally everything. You feel me? Because like every single part of that is a part of you. It's a part of your being. You feel me? And as a performer, like we know what it can feel like when you're going into an environment where it's like, yo, I don't want to be here. This is not something that I'm supposed to be doing right now. And I feel like I'm almost like forced to be here. But for something like the chamber, it's like the weight that you carry on your shoulders is really like, it's the weight of like your overall, like, I won't say like your personality or your being, but it's really just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everything that has made you. So it might feel like it's like one person, you owe something to one person or whatever, but it's really just like exactly what you're saying. It's everything that has gotten you to this point, not just like one person or anything like that. It's everyone and everything. You know what I'm saying? Including yourself, like you said.
Sanye, the night of the chamber when you won, right? I said something to you when I came up to you. I don't know if you remember, where I was like, yo, like, don't try to process all this right now because you're not going to be able to. And you're going to have people left and right coming up to you, praising you, and all these things. You know, the morning of when you wake up, take the time to not touch anything. Don't go on your phone, none of that. Just sit there and really like reflect on like everything that just happened. Like, did you have the time to do that? Like, what was going through your mind after, the day after, where it's like, yo, like, I just did that shit.
Literally that. I just did that shit. Literally that.
It seemed that way too, because everybody was like adding you and mentioning you on Twitter, but you was like inactive for a few days.
Very overwhelming, bro.
That part. I have a like interesting. At least my bad, brother. The way I'm learning how to like not just interpret but interact with energies is I'm still going through that, most definitely. Social media can be like a very, very real, interesting reality on its own, like completely separate. But it's beautiful, right? Because there's an understanding where it's like I get it, or not even I get it, but I know that like outside of my house, outside of these four walls, there's a whole bunch of just like love and appreciation and just admiration or whatever the case may be. And I appreciate that. But chuck your phone away and it's just like, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Nothing outside of these four walls exists except for yourself. And it was interesting because like, because of that, because I was just left with myself, I did find myself kind of keep going to my phone in a sense. Mainly because there's this active conversation I'm having with myself where it's still, I do owe some things to people. Where I don't, but I do. That's the part. Right now I'm in a space where I better understand that that's not where I have to be. But at the time of the chamber, I was still in a space of like understanding my relations to everyone around me and who Sanye is to other people. And we were talking earlier before the podcast even started about like the expectations of like when people say happy birthday and stuff like that.
I gotta respond to it.
Exactly.
And my things.
And like where that comes from, which is something I definitely would love for us to talk about. But that still existed at that moment. So I didn't know how to give myself the fullest amount of time that I could have given myself in order to really process, which is why, in a sense, I'm to this day still, it was gonna be a lot to process regardless, but there's still kind of like this responsibility as Sanye that I have that I've created for myself, which that's the real, the false realities to it, but it's still like Sanye means something to other people as well.
Right.
And I want to, not satisfied, but I want to, there's a word for it. Like, I want to give it the respect that deserves. Like, I want to showcase, I genuinely do appreciate the love. I genuinely appreciate all of this energy that you're giving to Sanye. At the same exact time, the balance really comes with understanding, okay, yes, Sanye is social media right now, and Sanye is when you see him perform, and Sanye is, but right now, I'm in my room, and the only person, I can be whoever I need to be right now. And there was that conversation in that moment in time where it's like I was recognizing, oh shoot, I still feel like Sanye right now. Not to say like,
I see
you feel what I'm saying? Like, not to say I'm not, but.
And as it goes back to what you were saying about balance, you feel me? Because that can be a very like damaging thing, you know what I mean? When you're like sitting with, not necessarily a persona, but like a piece of yourself and not giving like the rest of yourself that attention. And that can feel weird. I feel you.
Is Sanye your real name?
No,
Wait, what?
That's a good question.
Nah, because
I'm cooking now.
I'm really understanding why he's like
though, yeah.
separating. Like, so do you feel like you're a separate person than from who you are as an artist?
Yes and
Because some
no.
people separate the two. You feel me? It's like when they're on
Is
stage, that's who.
Tomo?
You feel me? Yeah, like me personally,
Pride by
I'm
Tomo,
just
my
me, however I am. Like, you feel me? I'm gonna be the same way I am around my grandma, the same way I am around wherever you see me out. You feel me? But certain people, they'll separate the artistry and their personal life.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's two different things.
So
You know what I mean?
for me, it's like the energy that you see as Sanye is still me. Like there's no like act or anything. I'm genuinely me regardless.
I mean, it's not that it's an act, like a bad way. A performance is an act. You put it on an act. It's a show.
I think it's more so that it's like it's a piece of him. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, because it's like about balance. Like when you're think about it in like the context of you, when like people, when you were talking about this before, like that people will like not book you for shows but invite you to vend. Where it's like they still want you, but it's like they want a very specific piece of you. So then when you're there, you're showing up with that piece of you in mind. Even though you're still showing up as your full self, it's like you're there to do this piece of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he was saying that he's like sitting with that because like he's seeing all these engagements and interactions for Sanye. But that's not like the bigger picture of like who he is. It's just, you know, that one piece. So it's like he's kind of like not forced in a way, but like he's sitting with it longer than like, you know, he would have liked to in that moment.
That part, exactly. Yeah.
I feel that though, because that's real. You know what I mean? I think it's like, it's a challenge because I think that's something that we all deal with is like, when we're all like black, we go into these different environments that we are kind of like, we're offered this like opportunity where it's like, you can fit into this environment fine. You just have to leave a part of yourself at the door. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, the trouble with that is that going into that space, I don't feel whole. And when I leave, sometimes I might stay with that part of me that was in there, follows me around, and that part is like who I am for a little bit longer than I would like care for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like, it's not necessarily like, I don't think that's something that people fear, but it is uncomfortable. For me, and sometimes it could be like damaging because you're sitting with that part of you longer than it is, and then there's no balance. You don't feel like the same person as you did when you walked in. You know what I mean?
But I also, not even but, I also recognize how that is a part of this whole thing. And like where that balance is something that's gonna happen, or at least, I won't say it needs to happen, but at least in my journey and what I'm learning is like, that's a definitely needed balance, especially if it's like, all right, we're aiming to become superstars kind of thing, right? So now it's, and for me personally, it's more so again, like when it comes to energy, like there's a lot of energy attached to Sanye that is not meant for Jailin to carry.
Right.
There's a lot of energy attached to Jailin that is not meant for Sanye to carry. It's still the same exact person, but a lot of people know Sanye. A lot of people know Jailin. A lot of people know Jay. A lot of people know all of these different names that are still the same me, but the energy is very real in terms of who it's regarded towards.
Facts.
And all of that being said, like eventually we will get to a point where there are millions of people who are like, yo, like Nate Niggs, yo, he's Tomo, yo. Like there's going to be millions of people. There's going to be more people than what
Could
the fuck?
imagine, yeah,
like
facts.
where you even know me from? Or how do you even
I mean, I'm sure we've all in our own experiences have met people who come up to us and they very much approach us with this energy as if they know us, and we're looking at them like, I don't really know you though.
Y'all niggas do
But
not
you
know.
don't-
Me. Bro, that's
you
that's
know-
part of the problem.
You sure what?
So they don't know him.
I
Yeah.
said
It's
that's
like-
a part of the problem when they assume they know you.
But I still gotta embrace it because like
Because they
I
do.
don't- they do in a way.
They
It's
know
like
a
I put
version
myself
of you
out
that you
there.
decide to portray.
For sure, but it's like I also
that's still
don't
you.
want to be too standoffish when they approach me because it's like, yo, like I'm having a moment to connect with you, and I've been on my phone or my laptop and
Yeah.
watched you so many times. It's like I'm getting the chance to actually talk to you. It's like I kind of
And they deserve
in
that.
moment.
You feel me?
know what
like
I mean?
they
I can't
deserve
be
that part of you.
closed
as well.
off to them because
Yeah.
like
Like it's not owed to
In
them.
that aspect,
but they
yeah.
deserve
Nah,
it
sometimes you
because
got
that's-
to, bro. Niggas be on some moving like, yo, like relax, my
Yeah,
nigga.
niggas be weird, but like I think he's saying something a little different.
for sure,
though.
I think naturally in any situation, if anyone is approaching you with some weird energy, I mean, you don't have to receive that.
I think
But-
Ease is coming from the stance of
Like,
like,
don't be weird though. Weird. I use weird in a negative sense. Like if somebody's weird, they on some weird shit. I'm saying like niggas be like overbearing.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think
relax,
Ease is coming
doing
from
too
the
much.
perspective of like
Yeah.
not falling into being standoffish when someone is like giving you your flowers or telling them how much of an impact you've made on them. Because you
Yeah.
know those experiences when you've done that maybe to somebody and then they kind of turned you away.
Or
And
even
then that
like-
made you feel away. You're like, yo, fuck this person. You don't want to really give room for that. But I know what you mean too, where people think they know you based off of like, yes, it's
Bro.
you, but it's a very limited scope of who you are.
man, niggas is all one time. I had a nigga come to me and be like, yo, Tomo, I miss you. I'm like, nigga, we ain't never even hung out. How the fuck you miss me, bro?
But where do
I'm
you-
like, you just see me at events and shit. I dap you up. Like, I'm like, nigga, bro. But I had to tell him, like, yo, bro, like, I was like, I didn't, like, I was just telling him, bro. I
They
was
was
like,
like,
how could you
Tomo's
miss
my dad.
Like, how could you miss me, bro? Like, we ain't never really hung out, bro. Because I don't really know you like
How
that.
did that person respond when you asked him?
He was
that?
just like, I guess he didn't expect me to say that, no bullshit. He was like, I understand what you mean. He was like, I don't know, I just felt like I know you so much, but seeing you out and da-da-da. And I was just like, bro, it's not like that. You feel me? I don't really know you like that. Mhm.
That nigga
Just be
thinks
like that.
Tomo's
Could
a
it be-
dickhead, bro. He's like,
Bro, I
fuck
still
Tomo.
be seeing nigga.
But I
I back him
think-
up, bro. Everything's cool, bro. You
But
fuck
like
with
you
my
run the
shit?
risk of that, and that's fine. Like you
Well,
can't,
I mean,
you
but
can't
I don't
control
think
how
that's
some-
what Eves is like saying.
No,
though.
that's a very specific situation.
Yeah.
But I think to what Tomo's saying, I think he was justified for saying that. And I think I would hope whoever it was in that position would know, like, yo, I was kind of wilding. And maybe I should, cool it down a little bit because, like,
not wilding, but you just have to have the awareness to know that your relationship with Tomo is different than Tomo's relationship with you.
I mean,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying you miss someone
Yeah.
you don't even know them, bro. It's-
Yeah.
So, but I think that's also another portion of it. It was like seeing where the other person comes from. Because what if,
Yeah,
in their
facts.
case, seeing you in those multiple like events and occasions was for them understanding that, hey, they know you. And again, like for you, that's like a completely different thing, which is truly respectable on both sides.
For
I
sure.
think
Yeah.
that's the interesting part where it comes to like perspectives really mattering in so
Yeah.
many senses. And that's why I speak towards the whole when there's so many different energies towards your name. Because there's somebody out there like, yo, I know Tomo, like, God. But again, they only know an aspect of you or any of us. But imagine if there's hundreds of people, thousands of people, millions of people.
inevitably
And
happen.
that not only is that like something where they're coming to you directly. No, now this is an energy that's being created in real time. Like there are mad people. I know Drake, let's just throw him out because he's on the top of my mind right now. Not really, but just a name.
Mhm.
None of us know Drake. None of us know that nigga like for real, for real.
Facts.
Nobody knows him the way he knows himself. Nobody knows him the way his brothers know him, the way his family knows him.
Sure.
His family probably don't even know him the way that his brothers know him. His brothers don't even know him the way that his family knows
Yeah,
him.
for sure.
His
Different aspects.
child doesn't know him the way his friends know him. Nobody knows Drake to the
But
fullest
that's the
aspect.
trap that people fall into. Like they think like, yo, I've heard 10 albums of his.
And
I know
that-
this nigga.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. But
you
that's
know,
a very
but
that's
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying.
You only
is
know
that,
the version that he decided to present to you.
yes.
But I think part of it too is that it's not even that like, because like I look at it in a general sense, right? In that you're an artist, you're a person, you're a creator, whatever it is. You're never like giving off like 100% of you at any given time. Like that's just not like realistic to expect. You talk differently around your parents. You know what I mean? You act differently around your girl. You know all these things. Like everything is just different. There's never gonna be like the only time like you're really just like your fullest self is when you're by yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so when it comes
That's
down
true.
to like someone like Drake or like just artists in general,
I don't think
It's
that's
like-
true either.
It's definitely. I
You're
mean,
a different version of yourself, even when you're by yourself. If I'm an extroverted person,
I
there's a
just wanna
certain
say that
energy
real
I
quick,
can't
though.
exude if
Oh, I
I'm just
didn't-
with myself.
I didn't say that you're not. You're not gonna be able to like build off of like whatever version of yourself you want to like convey. I'm saying that you can never truly be yourself unless you're like your full self, unless you're by yourself. That's not
I
all the
disagree.
different
Yeah, I
parts of yourself, but that's like you being like in your most comfortable state. You know what I'm saying? Because even as an extrovert, you feel me? Like extroverted people, like they're extroverted because that's like the opinion of others. They might build off of other people's energy,
No.
but they still have to build. I mean, because like you can call yourself an extrovert, but if I look at you and I say you're an introvert, then you're wrong and I'm right. No, it's like it's based on everyone's different
but
perspective and opinion.
It's based on just like your energy, like where you get energy from. There's people
That's what I just said. I literally said that
I
you
understand.
build your energy.
So
off
that's
other
why,
people.
like, I can't fully access a certain type of energy unless, like,
But are you just an extrovert?
no, obviously,
That's what I'm
it's a varying scale. You know what I mean? And your social battery, like, there's times where it's like, yo, I want to be around people. You know, I just want that energy, and then I'll eventually hit my social battery, and it's like I need a cool down. But there are people who recharge through just like being by it, like fill themselves up by just being by themselves, and those are introverted people, and
I don't
that's
think you
when they
understand
can
what I'm
maybe.
saying.
I
Saying
mean,
that
you
you don't
just
have to
said you're
worry
your
about-
full, like you could be
Listen-
your fullest
listen to what I'm
self
saying,
when you're
though.
by yourself, bro.
But
And
like,
I just
listen,
said,
but
I
listen to what I'm
respectfully
saying,
disagree.
Pete. Listen to what I'm saying. What I mean by that is that you don't have to worry about any varying opinions of yourself when you're just yourself. You're by yourself. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
different than saying that you're your
That's what I'm
fullest
saying.
self.
I'm clarifying it because I feel like you didn't understand what I meant and like, it wasn't relayed like clearly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying is that like
Oh.
the only time you don't have to do that is when you're alone. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily even just like by yourself per se. I think like being alone, you can still be like on social media or whatever. But it's like you don't have to worry about the eyes of like others when it comes to just yourself. You're only worrying about yourself.
I always wanted to ask too, right? I mean, not always wanted to ask, but something that's always crossed my mind. I'm gonna bring to like the table right now. Like, are y'all fearful of like that kind of lifestyle and like it changing you and influencing you? 'Cause I feel like it's inevitable. Where you reach a point in your life where there's so many people who are interested in being consumed in who you are, and like that kind of shit just like changing your mental, like how you look at people, how you this sense of paranoia. It's like you can't trust no one. People feeling like they know too much about you. It's just like.
You don't feel like that already?
I don't think it's influencing me now, no, but I think it could very easily get to that point one day where there's more. Like you blow this shit up 5-10 times, you feel me? Like anywhere I go, people are calling out my name, they want to know or have a conversation with me. It's like, yo, like
You remember that day we was talking about how like black people do stuff and it's like it means more when it's black people? Like a black person kills somebody and just like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, why couldn't you be white or some shit? Because it's like, it just makes you, it reminds you that it's like, we're under that microscope. So it's like that shit now niggas gonna think that we just be killing people, all these other things. And it's like one of those things. I feel like that like ideology is like also kind of like similar to what you're saying, where it's like, based on the identities that you have, you kind of feel like an obligation to not get into like wild shit because you're not trying to be seen as a stereotype or as an example or like as a statistic. And a lot of people, they don't think about that like that. But I know that's something that I think about. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I remember last time we were talking about that as in like, it means more when people are black.
yeah.
And it was like
and
one
it
of the
does.
things. So it's like, that's what I was like, you don't feel like that already in some ways or in some capacity?
Maybe to an extent, yeah, but I just don't want it to be amplified. But I feel like it's inevitable.
Feel you, facts.
Yeah,
It's inevitable.
it's gonna naturally affect niggas, bro. And
Taking them pictures, nigga.
to answer your question,
It's about to be over for you. No bullshit.
I think I'm glad that like first of all, I don't even think we're at that level. Like we're not even close to that level yet. You feel me? Whatever like attention we get, like that's cool, but it's like it's not at the level we're
Till we
talking
get that
about. Even when we
BMA.
talk about a nigga like Drake or some shit. But even then, I think the great part about it is like this shit. If it does happen, or when it does happen at that scale, it at least happened after like we mentally developed and knew ourselves. You know, imagine like you see the Disney stars, they're 16, they're 18, they get thrusted into this life and they barely even know themselves. They barely have, dealt with their own traumas. And now they're kind of just like, they're trying to figure it out on the go while having all these people's opinions to them. If anything, bro, it's just, it won't change me, hopefully. But it probably, I could see myself withdrawing myself from people more because of that.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think
feel
it
like
would
that's a
change
change.
me. I feel like I already been paranoid, so seeing stuff like that be like make you just be cautious of people. I wouldn't change my mentality or maybe my morality or anything. It would probably change what I like to do. Like I'll probably like to go outside less and go to events less and shit. Cause like niggas is like, bro, I'm here to enjoy something else, and niggas is trying to focus on you. It's like it's not
It's
about
more
that.
of a hassle than
type
a
shit,
work.
yeah.
Yeah, music is tough. Or I think just
Yeah.
art is tough. Because
Yeah.
like like the thing is, if I was gonna reach those levels, I want to be like a football player. Because I feel like then it's like, yeah, nigga, I'm nice.
Yeah,
But that's based on like my physical abilities, and that's it.
You
feel me?
don't
Straight
stress
up.
you as much.
And that's
Type
it.
you out.
So like if like I start to get worse, oh well, nigga, we expected that to happen. But for music, for like art, say you're like a visual artist, like it's like people feel attached to this things that you're relaying because it's relatable. I can't relate to this nigga Lamar, but that's my nigga. I fuck with Lamar. You feel me? That nigga faster than me. That nigga probably bench more than me. That nigga's lit. You feel me?
I think another thing
that's my favorite player
that I'm thinking about too, right?
We'll get back to that because I have a thought on that.
Cause like I'm thinking about it, it's like, what's gonna propel me to keep improving myself and the shit that I'm putting out? I feel like when you get to a status like that, to a point like that, you're gonna have a bunch of people who are yes men, who are just encouraging all the things that you're doing and telling you, yeah, that's fine, keep doing that, da da da. And like the niggas who I would rely on to kind of hold me accountable or like critique what I'm doing is y'all, but y'all less accessible because you have your own success as well. I can't sit down with y'all on a Saturday and be like, yo, like, what do you think about this? And like be like, nah, I'm not really fucking with that shit, da da da. I mean, but like, we're not gonna be as reachable, bro.
You think so? How you already
I don't
predicting
know,
that
bro.
shit?
Like, no, but like naturally, bro. You see it in life in general.
Bro.
No, but like think about it.
He's like, I ain't pick it up.
No, because like even right now in life, bro, like I think about people who I was cool with my freshman year of college. Like we're just so busy in our own lives that I can't even reach them.
But that,
Yo, I was talking about that with my Uber driver.
that's a
yesterday, nigga.
difference though, like because those people were in your life based off of like a circumstance. You feel me? Like now, because you were in school. You know what I mean? Whether it's because of just proximity, you had like you guys had a reason to be
Take
next
away
to
the
each other.
podcast, then what?
Yeah.
If we take away the podcast,
Yeah, niggas would not be chilling.
no, I don't think that's true. But
You don't even be in the studio no more like that.
No bullshit.
That
That
doesn't
niggas had to
mean-
think
Nigga,
about
I
that
don't
one,
be
nigga.
hooping. You feel me? Niggas ain't about to
bro, I still call
They
y'all
don't fuck
and
with
check
bro,
up on
ho.
niggas, bro.
Nigga, I'm not.
But nah, that thing. I was about to say. I feel like at that point, that's a choice, bro. I pick up the phone no matter what, because usually when my perception of like what a phone call is, if somebody is to call me, I feel like it's important. With text, I'm
Facts,
bad.
I'm mad.
If somebody texts me, it's like, oh, I'll be able to get back to when I give.
Three
If somebody
business
call me,
days.
it's like, yo,
I be thinking
this
it's
must
like
be urgent.
drastic.
3 business
nigga.
days.
So I'll be like, all right, but then if I'm like, nah, there's nothing to talk about, nigga. Why does
bro, I just feel like
me, bro?
even
Be like,
naturally
yo.
right now, like us being at the age where we are, we have our own relationships and things that we do outside of this, bro. It's not that you're not a phone call away and I can't reach you. It's just more so like it's not even a thought of my mind because you're not right in front of me. You feel me?
Facts, the out of
Same,
sight,
to the
out of
same
mind
point that you're
shit.
like, yo, like let's get a space so that we could constantly be around each other and just like
Type
bounce
shit,
like
yeah.
it's the same idea, bro.
I think
It's the same
genuinely, it's. Have you ever? This is book. Have you ever read? Start with Why.
Cool concept.
The answer is literally like in the title. It's so a lot of what makes a lot of successful companies, and not just companies, by extensions, individuals, organizations, whatever the case may be, but what makes a lot of the greatest is that they've started and move with the why. Why do they do anything? Now, does their how reflect the why? If not, then there's no need to have that. And by extension of the how, the what, the actual results of what is existing, does that reflect the why? And if not,
Right.
then there's no need to have that. But it really all starts with, like, y'all spoke on having a space for each other type of shit, where y'all can just, I'm very sure the why is very well understood amongst the organization right here, which again, the social group, which is like,
No
You gotta
bullshit.
start going by that.
yeah, no, it's literally,
conglomerate.
because it's like,
It sounds
To a-
like you start with how, and
The
then how
amalgamation of
leads
all.
to why.
nah,
You don't think
see,
so? Because if
not
we
at
use that
all.
example of like, oh, how can we remain close?
No.
But it's the,
And then
It's
you
like-
go to that
no,
and,
it's
be
like-
and then be like, let's get a space. And then you
Why
go
would I
like,
go
why
to
do
that
we need a
space?
space? But the why is the follow-up.
No,
It's
the
more
why
so-
starts it. Bro.
exactly.
How?
Because you have
The why, that's the,
You see how I said something about how?
Because you're using how like why.
facts, exactly.
Not really, bro.
Because you're using
Like I
logic
said,
to
if we
justify it, but it's
talking-
not supposed to be logical.
I'm using that
It's supposed to be
example
based
of
on-
like,
How is it gonna get done? Why is like why do we need it?
exactly.
Facts.
It's literally, where did the
No.
question even come from in the first place? And they came from a why. If not for a why, then there would be no how.
Because
And if
think
not
about
for
it
a
like
how,
this.
there wouldn't
You're
not be
talking
a
about
what.
like a space. Like, why
Right.
would I go to that
Why
space?
we need the space to link up? Okay, so how are we gonna get the space and link up?
But the idea of the space came
Why would I
from
wanna
the
link up?
original how. You know what I mean?
Came from the why.
It's like, okay.
Why would I wanna
The thing
link
is,
up?
we're gonna get into a semantics
circle?
thing, and I really don't
It's
want
not
to do that
semantics, bro.
because
You gotta change your perspective, my
Facts, you
nigga.
mad stubborn, bro.
You gotta change your perspective, bro. You don't be seeing shit the same way when you don't got your glasses on, bro.
Yo, no bullshit.
But
that, you kind of spitting with that.
Hold on,
Like,
hold
not
on.
for him, but that was just
niggas like
that was just good shit though.
So-
You're not seeing properly when you don't see the same when you don't have your glasses on.
Oh,
He's spitting. No
The
bullshit.
way I'm seeing it,
not
bro,
for you,
is
but like
you
in
can't
general.
even
It's
ask
facts.
yourself
This
a
is how the
why
circle
to get
begins.
to a how to get to a why without having the question being planted to your head first, bro. Of like understanding like what's in front of you. You feel me? Like how am I gonna? I'm not gonna ask myself how am I gonna get to $1 million or whatever
Why you
without
need $1
knowing
million?
why I want to. You feel me? Or you don't feel me?
Because I feel like he's bypassing
don't
the
feel me.
why.
I'm probably
saying the
bypassing
why.
it by
He's saying
getting
the
to
why
the
is less
problem.
important.
But
Because he's trying
it's
to be
kind of like-
solution oriented. But
Even at the
yeah.
problem, right? Why do you even consider it a problem? Why is what makes it a
I feel
problem
you.
in the first place?
I get
If
it.
not for the why, then there would be no solutions, no problems, no question, no quest, no anything.
I feel you. Like if we took the example of saying us feeling like we need a centralized space to be together, right? I skipped to the part where it's like, how can we get closer? But then it's like you gotta take another step back, and there's probably some distance happening, right? Or you feel like whatever the reason is, and you be like, why is this happening? And then you get to that, oh, because we don't have a centralized space. How can I feel you? I get it.
Yeah, man.
Is that why it's happening?
I don't know. It's just an
that's what I'm
example,
saying.
bro.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Also, to your point in terms of fear, because I think that was a very valid, not just valid, but just very essential thing when it comes to influence in totality.
Mm-hmm.
There's this quote, I don't know exactly who it's from, but if you want to see the true characters of a man, give him power. And power is influence. Influence is power. It's basically, that's really the gist of it. And when you're famous, it's really nothing more than just you're a center of influence of a sort. Fame is nothing more than just people voluntarily giving you that energy of influence. So with that, you already have power when you're famous in a sense. Whether it's 10 people know you, 100 people know you, 1,000. If you have any kind of notoriety to your name and there's an energy attached to it where people actually say, yo, there's a reason why I vibe with this person. Let me invest something into them. That's power.
You know what's mad funny? We're like unconsciously like talking around a subject that could like easily like be used as the subject of what we're talking about, but I'm not going to do it because we said we weren't going to do it.
I'm curious.
The thing is, Isaac, he said put a timer by the first time Burrow mentions Drake. But it was Sanye that mentioned him first at 34
didn't
minutes.
mention anything.
I wanted to say that. No bullshit.
I didn't mention anything.
I'm
bro.
hit.
I'm just saying, you talk
Shout
about
out
like,
Isaac.
yes, man, or you get to the point where you have all
Isaac
this
is up.
influence
Bullshit.
and it's like, how, and then Eves asked the question, how do you stay creative when you've accomplished all this? And
You
it's
don't
like,
even equating this to
That's
Drake,
where
my
that's
brother.
where the why comes
Maybe we
in.
could talk
That's
about
real.
Lil Wayne.
I thought he was
that's a
talking
more
about
better
himself,
example.
nigga.
Oh, for real?
no, I'm not.
That's what I thought he was talking
Yo,
about.
No.
yo, Josiel said some funny ass shit to me
What's
yesterday
up?
too, though. But he was like, Rob, he's like, I fuck with Young Rob. He called you Young Rob first, but then he was like, I fuck with Young Rob. He's like, you remind me of Drake. But only to say,
Josiel is lit, bro. That's my
He was
nigga,
like,
bro. No
he
bullshit.
reminds me of Drake. That's not Drake. And I was like, bro, I was like,
I know what he means, though. No bullshit.
At first, I was like, I don't think that's a diss. Like, that's a compliment. It's
know
like,
what
no,
he
I wouldn't want to
means,
hear
bro.
that because, like,
I know what
you know
he
what I mean? Like, don't compare me to
means.
someone else. I mean,
yeah,
it's like,
that's
it's not a
really
diss.
it, bro.
But then the
Nah,
second
bro.
half, it's like, what you doing, bro?
Trying to tell me.
because then he got kind of weird after, no bullshit. But he was saying,
Be like that sometimes.
Oh, jeez.
he was saying like he himself, like he understands it because like what he'll do is like he strive to be Brent Fires. But I was like, your music don't even sound like that. He was like, no, my persona. And then I was like, bro, what? That's
He's
when.
Brent,
But he
he
was
like-
saying that
he
your
wanted them to be
music.
like, they remind
so that
me
I
of
was
Brent.
telling him you like you got new music. You feel me? Because this is niggas is going based off of reference point of what's already out. You see what I'm saying?
Type
Stop
shit.
listening to
And it's the
Memphis.
imagery
Like,
too. It's the imagery. It's
Take
the
it down.
imagery.
Bullshit.
Remaster it.
Nigga, be you. You feel me?
That's a
Be
fact.
influenced by people. There's nothing wrong with having influences and shit like that. But at the end of the day, my nigga, be you, bro. There's a Brent already out there. You can't be him. He's always gonna be himself. You feel me?
And that's
Like,
the
I
thing.
don't-
When you
can't
be
do that.
yourself, you run the risk of people not liking you.
A lot of niggas don't know themselves.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of niggas
fine.
don't know
That is fine.
themselves too.
But niggas don't think that's fine, bro.
So no bull.
People don't like
Yeah,
that, bro.
my
They
bad.
want to
Go
be
ahead, go.
liked. No bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of niggas don't know themselves too. You have
I
to
mean-
figure out who you are. You feel me? You have to figure out if you're proud of that. You feel me? And what you want to change and why you want to change it. You feel me?
Facts.
Tell your shit.
People be
Yeah.
like, they step into these realms where they're like, yo, like I have to act this way because if I don't, then people not gonna rock with me. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, is that it goes exactly what you're saying. The only reason why they feel that way is because they don't rock with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a process where it's like you can hear it in the way that someone talks, the way that they act. You feel me? It's just like, yeah, bro, this is not real. Like, this is not a real, like.
You know what's funny?
They don't like themselves. They're not confident in themselves.
They don't like themselves, bro.
Interesting.
Because confidence is not real. You feel me? I feel like confidence is made up. Like, you can be the most confident person in the room, but then like you can still be doing like mad like wreck shit or like self-harm shit. You feel me? Like, it's not about confidence. Because confidence is just like you can fake it till you make it, for real, for real. You feel me?
Sure.
But if you don't like yourself, then you strive to be seen the same way that people see others.
Can I spit?
You know what I'm saying?
This is something
Pause.
that
I feel like confidence is how much you believe in yourself. So
think so?
you could also have a false confidence. Like, it'll show though, because if you be like, yo, I'm the best player on this court, but if you go out, you feel me, and like you still have, you know what I'm saying, yeah. So, but you can also have a true confidence where it's like you feel me. A lot of people could be good players too, and because they don't have that confidence in themselves, they're holding themselves back. Because they'd be like, instead of taking this shot right there that they would have made, they passed it and they fumbled the whole play.
Let me ask you this though, because I think on the opposite end, I feel like the niggas that be like overconfident are not confident. They're like, you know what I mean? They're trying to like make you seem like they're confident.
It's because
you need
a
a balance
with it. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's tight shit. Like, you got to be confident enough to believe in the shit that you're gonna do without having to question it. But you also have to be realistic with yourself. Like, nigga, I don't care how confident I am. I'm not gonna be able to dunk. I might be able to work on my calves. I see niggas shorter than me dunk. But right now, bro, you feel me? It's like tight shit. I know my capabilities, and I know
dunk?
I could believe. Nah, I can't dunk. I could touch the backboard though. But
I thought you could dunk. You jump mad up.
I do. I feel like I don't do
all right.
that.
So let me apply this to like a real thing,
bro,
right?
You ain't let me.
Yeah.
Niggas don't let me try.
It's only really like
delivery. The boom.
Nigga, you didn't let me finish.
That's how you even start.
Your arm already
Because
up.
you didn't let
That's
me.
like 6. That's like 6'9" right there.
And now we off on a tangent. All right, finish what you gotta say, bro.
Nah, but I was saying, right? You gotta have that belief in yourself, but you also gotta be real with yourself. You feel me? A lot of people will, like, they'll create like some type of mental cloud where it's like, because they're judging their things, they're either too hard or they're
I
not
see what you're saying.
thinking about it. Like, you just gotta be like, yo, you feel me? You got ears, you got eyes, you got senses, bro.
You gotta just
You feel
go.
me? Tight shit. Like,
Gotta be a
keep it
practical
buck.
dreamer out
Because if
here.
you hear somebody else doing some shit, or if you see it's incorrect or you don't fuck with it, you'll be able to easily point that out and be like, yeah. But because it's with you either nurture yourself or you're too hard on yourself. You feel me? I noticed that.
But is
Just
that
with anything?
But I think, is that the difference between like knowing and believing? You feel me? Because it's like,
Ooh.
I like what you just described is like, I know when someone's doing something wrong because I know how to do it right. But that doesn't mean that I believe that the outcome is gonna be poor because they're doing this one thing wrong. You feel me?
Well,
I have to know that.
How would you define know and belief?
Like, I think knowledge is based on information that's tangible. Like, you feel it. You feel me? And like, belief is something that maybe it's not tangible, but it's just something that you really like feel strongly. It's more based on like a feeling, something that's internal. You feel me? It's like, I know these things, but I can believe that these other things are also true.
So like at the same time, you could know something and yet believe something completely different at the same exact time.
For sure. Like, for example, right? Like, let's talk about like the chamber, you feel me? Or it's like, I know I'm gonna beat you, Tomo. Like, I just know that for a fact. But I believe that you can beat me.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, even because like you would imagine that as belief, but clearly you knew you were gonna beat me, but you didn't know that. That was what you believed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it like proved not to be true.
So I hear what you're saying in that sense.
Like,
thing
if
is,
we're-
it's-
I
I
should
know
example-
what he's
it's
saying
circum-
because
it's
the first
circum-
statement he could say, "I know," but that is still a belief,
It's
bro.
But it was
circumstantial.
true.
No,
It's
it wasn't true
circumstantial.
until
Yes, it was true.
It wasn't true. You don't know.
circumstantial.
You don't
It's
know nothing, bro.
circumstantial.
Like,
That's the part.
It's
I'm
circumstantial.
saying
and
I
I'm
knew.
It's circumstantial, and I'm
just
gonna explain
believed
why.
very strongly.
I knew that if I had fully executed my performance and plan,
You
I would have
believed.
beaten you.
Facts.
You was
I knew
word
that for
I knew that too.
No, okay, wait.
I knew
Because at
that
the end
about
of the
you
day,
too. You feel me?
the
I knew that
judgment
about
was
you
never
too.
up to y'all, bro. If the crowd was like, that's just not what I'm.
I did say that too. There was a point in
We
thing,
both knew that.
right? I forgot who asked me before
That's
the
for
thing.
sure
I was
something you
like,
can know.
as long as I go through, we gonna see if niggas is dick riding. But I didn't follow through, so you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't follow through, so we never know.
But it was like one of those things where it was like, same thing.
Yeah,
You knew that if you did like your absolute best, you got it.
yeah,
I knew the same thing.
yeah.
We both knew that. But then
feel you.
only one of those things
I'm
actually
very,
happened.
very
I feel
curious in terms of like
Both are true though.
the use of knowing or the use of the word knowing. Cause like something that Rob and Eves was just saying in terms of like, you wouldn't know it until it happens. The moment that it happens is the moment that you can say, okay, I know this. Until then, it's just kind of a belief. Because it's
theory,
like,
yeah.
you don't, like for
Bro,
instance,
not in theory.
I
That's
don't-
like that's
The only
just
reason-
how the words
the only
are
reason-
used,
the
bro.
only reason why
Like,
the only reason why I say in theory is because it's like I know that I can touch this thing right here. You feel me? But it's like if I say that I believe that it's like out of my reach, then it's like you feel me? Like
Hey,
I very clearly can touch
Yo,
this.
you know
Like,
my
that's
least
a
favorite
fact, no,
parts of
even
the
though I
pod?
didn't, even though I
When
didn't
we
do
do
it
the
yet, I
semantics
know it's
game,
true,
bro.
You feel me? That's why I'm like
I
in
feel,
theory,
yeah.
but I think that there's validity to what it is that you're saying.
I don't think there's an
Likewise.
issue with someone being overconfident. Just don't be overconfident to the point that you lack
Delusion.
perception. That you can't read
Yeah.
a room and realize that, oh no, y'all just don't know what fucking good art is, that y'all can't receive this. That it's like, no, you need to be able to pay attention and recognize like maybe you're not as good at what you're putting out to be received. You feel me?
I think
I
also
think you should be
to add on to
Everyone
that,
should have that confidence.
I feel like some
Does he know?
people don't even need to see what
Type
you
shit.
see in order for it to be a reality. Like if you, and that's the part where like belief is a very interesting thing, because I feel like the only reason we can move around the way that we move around, not in a sense of like act or anything. Well, it is an act, but like not in a sense of like acting purposefully outside of what you consider to be yourself. But that's the part. The only reason we're able to move in the way we consider ourselves to be ourselves is because we believe our movements is ourselves. Like I'm doing all of this because I believe that this is me who's doing it. In a sense.
naturally, I think you should question everything.
Yes.
But don't be foolish enough or delusional enough to the point that you think your word is law and that nothing else can stand beyond.
Now that's the
facts,
part. That's
That's
where
the why.
beautiful-
That's where the why comes in.
Yeah. And that's also like
What
a
is it?
process of like in the conversation in terms of ego and spirit or ego, reason, and just passions. And that entire conversation where you can easily lose yourself in the sauce. Like you've gotten all the accomplishments. You have more than enough reason, or even you don't have any reasons at all, but you have this abstract mind mentality that says, regardless, I am this, I am a king, I am a god, I am a queen, I am whatever. Not to say you can't be, but that's the part where it's like none of that is backed up by any evidence or any reason in any kind of tangible format for you to be able to justify you saying, I believe in myself to be this. And not only that, but it's also kind of like, if it's to the sacrifice or the expense of not the world around you, I want to be very, it's not about the world around you per se, but like there is a reality to the tangibility of things. And if I try to believe that what I'm feeling is not what I'm feeling, like it's that level where it's like, not to say like I see the color white, so I know that that's white, but I see
shit
something.
don't be real, bro. No bullshit, nigga.
Ooh, all right, we're getting really hypothetical.
Nah, dead ass though.
Can I get guys?
Sometimes the shit don't be real.
Sometimes shit don't be real.
Are you with us, bro?
No, no. I'm really not.
I'm enjoying this conversation.
That's what I'm saying. No bullshit.
It's
Not
getting-
with us right now,
It's
man.
getting very hypothetical.
Let
What
niggas
did you want to
cook.
bring up? Though? I do want to go back to that.
The thing is, we got so far from it
That's
that
fine,
it's
we're bringing
like
it back.
it got cut off and we just went in a tangent.
But we
and
bringing it back right now.
Oh man, I wanted to apply on
Drake.
some
No.
no. What's it called? And it all had to do with his point with Nate's point about like, see, I don't even remember. See, it's so far gone. Whatever the case is, but
See, so
I was
far
saying
gone,
something that
listen.
I was dealing with, something I currently go through. Right, is like maintaining who I am while still giving myself room to grow, but also deciphering what's growth and what's what people want me to be, bro. You feel me? Because there's a lot of times where it's like, what's up?
This is the way you got it. Like, don't worry about that. Don't worry. You go. You cooking right
I was gonna
now,
say,
good.
do you feel like you're a bird?
I feel like I'm would it be delusional to say like I feel like I'm always myself, you feel me? But I think people be like, but that's not acceptable behavior, so you got to change that. And then that's for me to be like, to decipher like, do they just want me to be what they want me to be, or how they're projecting on me like, oh, I wouldn't do that, so you shouldn't do that? Or is there an actual moment for growth in this moment? You feel me? And that's why I got to make the decision for
I
myself and still maintain who I am, because there are moments where whether it's y'all on a pod or like the internet, whatever the case is, or these like cultural rules we make for ourselves and follow, and it's like sometimes those are valid. Sometimes there is a point and there is room for growth. And then sometimes it's like, no, you could do that. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Feel me? And I'm going to be who I am. because otherwise, if I only ever did what y'all wanted me to do, I would be sacrificing who I am, and I would no longer feel like I am myself.
Where did you build your first ground of morals from? Is this based off your family's beliefs or just you in your
Life, bro. Everything you pick up in there's things you got to unlearn. There's things that you've learned from people. Like obviously, naturally, it comes from like your nurture and your nature from growing up and the things you're around and everything. But like you eventually hit a point. And for me, it was like 19, 20, where it's like, all right, I got to find my own principles and my own morals and my own way of life and thinking. And that just came from just like educating myself on as much things as I can and filling myself with as much knowledge so I could decipher what's what and what's not.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like there's a difference between Roberto and the 508 God? And do you feel like there's certain things that you may like portray that you believe or like doing, and then it's like, all right, you feel me? It's like, this is just so that whatever the canceling or whatever, you feel me, is just like, you feel me? I'm gonna do this for my image, like things that
it's all different versions of it, you feel me? But it's all me. But who I am on a pod, like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna get into my entertaining bag or just like, you feel me? Because I know what we have here, you feel me, is a production and stuff like that. So I'm not myself, but I'm also a version of myself that's gonna be palatable, that's gonna be retain attention, or whatever the case is, and that's just the facts of it. And then when on the music side, you're more thinking about legacy and being artistic and, you know, being very purposeful of how you want people to receive something. And then on Twitter, for example, because we've had those conversations, it's like, I don't take that as seriously. Those are my intrusive thoughts, though there's a less of a filtration process. But I guess I've learned that like, maybe there should be more filtering now that there's more eyes and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But like, it's all different versions, you feel me? Depending on the medium that is being used.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
I think...
Oh, I thought you were about to say, what's today's mathematics? No bullshit.
Nah.
I was like, yo, no bullshit.
Maybe 5, 10
And do y'all feel that way at all? Or it's just me?
No, well, I'm going to ask you this question specifically, right? 'Cause I feel like out of all of us, you're probably more likely to express controversial opinions on the internet.
I think it's controversial,
right?
but
I mean, it's if you don't think it's controversial, but everyone else does, it's controversial.
It does say something.
That's why it's controversial, because
like
you don't
for me,
think
bro,
that it is.
I might have a lot of thoughts that you would go out and actually tweet that I just keep to myself because I don't feel the need to like share with other people. It just crosses my mind. I think about it and I'm like, okay, and then
it's all unnecessary. Social media for sure is all unnecessary. So
it's to the point that like you told us earlier today, like, you deleted all your socials. Like, why?
I found myself just using social media too much. You feel me? As of recently, like the last couple of days, like I just seen like dopamine hits and shit, and I'm like, ooh, I see this. I'm being aware, and I should be probably using my phone
talking about this earlier
with different. I should
niggas seen that video.
Use better tools to like channel my energy. You know what I mean? Like that's really what that came from. I just found myself getting in the habit. I just wanted to like delete the habit.
So what's the second thing?
The second thing is just like
he's like that's
like I said, you get to a point where it's like you want to withdraw yourself a little bit more because people assume they know, because things can get taken out of context, or people can assume you're interpret things differently than how you meant for them to be interpreted.
It's the assumption of your intent.
So it's like
that's the part that gets you tripped up all the time.
What?
It's because people assume that your intent is mal. But that's not how you. That's not what your intent is. And you're big on intentions.
I am.
You're not so big on actions because you don't.
You mean
feel
impact?
Like impact. Well, sure, yeah, impact. We'll go with that.
But I'm trying to feel like you're very much.
I have. Yeah, definitely. But I think like you still fall more on like the intentions matter more side.
No, it's just that like.
At least when it comes to you,
I know myself. You feel me? I know my intentions. And I understand the bigger impact. You feel me? We've had this conversation. It even goes back all the way to the episode with Key. Is like, I might have bumped into you. I didn't mean to bump into you, but it had an impact. Yeah. I get that aspect of it. You feel me? But I also know when it's like, if I slightly bumped into somebody and they're like, oh, you hurt me. And it's like, at some point, it's like, I respect where you're coming from. I think but I'm not going to go all the way there with it. And that's where I have to respect my intention a little bit.
I think that's something that's more accidental.
Facts.
Wow, because I was Yeah, it's like beating your children. He's like, I beat you because I love you, but it's like you was
Whoa,
choosing
hold
to
on.
beat them. You feel me? It's like
That's a
We're
conversation.
talking about
honestly.
things-
That's a conversation.
But no,
I think it's a
because
little
a
bit
bump,
needed
is
conversation.
like that. You're not walking around intentionally trying to bump people. But you feel me? If you
But
like
it might
goofy
happen.
smack a nigga because he say some dumb shit, it's like I said that
Well,
shit to correct
see,
you.
I
But
feel like
but
it's very,
Let me ask you a question.
very straightforward that that's
I
like
have a problem
wrong.
with what you said too, though, right?
What's up?
Because you're saying like if I slightly bumped you, you're making a gauge
To
based
you.
off of what you think. You don't know if this person has a chronic illness that makes them more sensitive to certain things. So it's like, yo, but you're making that face like that's real life, bro.
And you don't have to
That's
assume
real
that
shit.
either. They're telling you that I didn't.
That's real shit. Like
that's
I
the
can't
impact
gauge
that I had.
how what I thought was just a slight bump is how forceful to them.
And
And
that's
there's
why
nothing wrong
I
with
think
just
that's
being
why
like, my
things can
fault.
work both ways.
You know what I mean?
You feel me? I think things go like in the beginning of like my own relationship, right? I was a more insensitive person, but I also knew my girl was a very sensitive person. And that bridge, like, it's not gonna just work by me just always like tending to that person's sensitivity. You know what I mean? Like progress had to be made on
Yeah,
both
for sure.
ends.
That person has to give you some type of grace to know, like, even though I'm interpreting like this, maybe he didn't mean it like that.
And eventually you got to get to the
Sure.
point, like, stop assuming what the intention is and like just go off of like what you know.
But I think you're
Feel
still
me?
looking at intention though. I
Because
think
both
you're,
is
like, you're
valid.
nodding and agreeing, but like
Because both are
Not
valid.
even agreeing to
You
what-
can't
to what he's
ignore
saying?
it.
'Cause, like, what he's saying
him
make-
out.
Oh,
No,
I was
no,
saying,
no,
what he's
no,
saying
like,
makes
okay.
sense.
No,
But
what
I
is
do think
crazy?
that,
What
like,
is
it
crazy
the
about
opposite of what it is
considering
that you're
both?
saying.
What is
That's-
crazy
there's
about
nothing
considering
wrong with
both?
that. No one said that, bro.
So that's all I'm saying.
But
You
that's
feel
not
me?
what he's saying.
I don't think you should ignore impact. I think that's very important, and you should acknowledge that. But I don't think the person on the other side
So
should
Pete,
also
right?
ignore intention when you
Timing is everything.
explain it.
You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
Because like in that situation that Eve's described and that you're in, or building off of what you described, is that it doesn't matter what your intentions are in that moment. Just apologize and move on. If that's a conversation for later about but like at the same time, you remember that time I bumped into you and you were hurt? Feel me? You gotta start going to the gym. You gotta get buff. Can't let people just bump into you and whatever. But that's a conversation for later. You feel me? In the moment, it's just all right, my fault.
What happens when you like
Nothing wrong with
you
that.
believe that people start
Over like, abusing
weaponizing
that.
it? You feel me? Like
But like that's not happening, bro. Like
that
that's
is like,
that didn't happen to you.
there's a
That
whole-
did not
there's a
happen to
whole-
you, bro.
I'm not saying that's what happened.
But that's
to
not
me.
what we're talking
I'm not
about.
saying
Let's-
this specifically.
That's what I'm saying.
in
Leave
general.
the hypotheticals at
You
the
feel
door.
me?
Let's talk about
Oh,
what.
now we leave.
Because you were talking about
the whole
you.
thing's a hypothetical.
right? Like
No,
we talking
he
about
was
the person
talking-
has a
he-
chronic illness.
But like the thing is,
hypothetical.
we're talking about why, like we're talking about the social media stuff. I'm drawing it back to
I'm
like
talking
the real
about
life.
the
That's what
last
we're talking about,
2-3
right?
years of being on this podcast and like those turbulent when they say Rob's a controversial one or Rob, oh you be wildin', Rob. Like I'm talking about all of that. You feel me? Like whatever tweets,
Yeah, but
whatever.
You
that's
not
real
feel
life.
like you be wildin'?
That's real life.
Sometimes it's just like, yo, sometimes I just have a different perspective than y'all
Like you
do.
see when Tomo
And then
said that shit
sometimes
about the
it's
Jews, nigga,
entertainment.
that nigga said my fault.
Yeah,
Immediately. He's
Cause
like,
my
I
If you
feel
feel
perspective-
like Rob be wildin', comment down below what specifically he be
And they
wildin'
could
on.
think
'cause we
I'm
wanna
wildin',
know.
bro.
We
But
wanna
like
know.
that's their
What he
opinion.
wants to know.
And my truths are my truths and their truths. But also, I'm
I
unique
feel
in a
you.
way. It's like I entertain my perspective is me entertaining a lot of perspectives to then conclude to one perspective.
And that goes back to the point.
That's
that I
why
was
I'm always
asking
the
about.
person like you guys think I'm indecisive, but I'm really seeing it from like trying to see it as much as I can from as many angles.
I mean, if you say so, I can't. You know,
Sometimes I
that's-
got blind
you know.
spots. I can't.
But like, I guess that
Seeing
goes
it-
back to what I was saying. It's just like what's in you that's like I wouldn't even have like this opportunity. I'm gonna tweet this and we just see where it goes from there. Like
I'm telling you, he just like he sees the hill when everyone else, or he sees like a ramp when everyone else sees a hill, and they're like, we're not trying to go down that.
Not
He's like,
even,
it's a-
because the
he's
thing
like,
is-
it's supposed to go
The thing
down
is,
it.
It's
a
only
ramp.
an issue. It's like really only an issue because I said it. You feel me? Like there's certain Twitter
I
accounts.
think I would have got
about
more
that. I was about
backlash
to
for
say,
that,
I
bro.
don't
No
know about that
bullshit.
one.
I would have got niggas expect that from you, bro.
Yeah, I was about to
It's
say. I was
like,
about to
First of
say.
all, like
you should expect
No
anything. Bro.
bullshit.
That's-
no.
I
First,
kind of do expect that from him.
Not even.
Not stuff like not that particularly, but I'm saying like
If
again
anyone was to
that
say
it's
it,
gonna
it's
be
like-
some shit that like okay, he's gonna say some shit at the wrong time.
Interesting.
yes, was the timing wrong? But can we talk?
Absolutely.
Can we just say the tweet? Because otherwise, like niggas are gonna think it's
Like-
worse than what it was. I remember when I told my girl yesterday, I was like, yeah, I might have tweeted something that wasn't, and she's like, I'm tied to you too, right? And it's like, relax, nigga. Can I tell you what? Because
After the
Like,
Nicki
all right,
shit,
he's like,
nigga.
all right,
After
like-
the Nicki shit,
he's
I
like,
can
calm
imagine her
down.
being like,
I-
yo,
I-
check
I-
in
it
with
wasn't
me.
even that bad
Check in
this
with me
time.
before you say some shit.
she said that. She said that. You feel me? And her mind started racing to like, what could it be? And then I told her the tweet, and she's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have said it, but it's not as bad as like what like she thought it was. So that's
You can-
why.
yeah.
That's why I also want to just say what the tweet was, even if it's
Here's the thing. What we'll say is that you made a joke. You feel me?
I didn't.
That wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke.
Okay,
it
okay.
wasn't a joke.
Okay,
Then why are you defending it if it's
hold
not
on.
a joke?
Okay.
You meant that?
No. Okay, I'll say this.
Yo.
There's a
Funny,
okay. Hold on.
That was the whole
Hold on. I'll
thing.
say this. I made a joke on a circumstance. I didn't make a joke about a person.
Yeah.
Okay, I think people could see
It was
that
about
tweet.
it was about the person though.
Nah, it was about the circumstance
It
that
was
the
about the
person was in though. It was building off of the circumstance and then
Uh.
making a joke about it in like general in a general sense.
You feel me? Can I just say what the tweet was? Unless
Twas
or do you guys
in-
feel like
read
it's
it.
harmful or
Yeah,
hurtful?
read your tweet.
All
Read that
right,
shit
so
out.
let me add context.
You don't
Add
got
the
to download it.
screenshot
He
Huh?
can. He don't
No,
gotta
I could just
download
tell
it.
y'all what it was, bro. You feel me?
Word for word.
So look,
Let's pull up the tweet.
couple days ago, Sexy Red's sex tape unfortunately leaked. At the time, we don't know what it like, how it was leaked, like who it leaked because it dropped on her story. You feel me? I'm sure like it wasn't her intention. Who knows? Like whether you accidentally do it, whether it's revenge porn and someone else is using your phone and doing that on your phone or whatever the case is, right? And yeah, I know. Okay, fine. Okay,
Word for word, man.
word for word, right? And people go assuming thinking like
Just let's read the tweet, bro.
went-
Don't worry
no,
about it.
hold up. Niggas will think like you went. Okay, actually, I'll read the tweet. I said all the pillow princesses could relate to that Sexy Red performance. All right, boom. Now people might assume, oh, why are you even watching it? It's like one, it was all over the timeline. Like even if you didn't want to, now if you're gonna say, why'd you not swipe away immediately? It's like
I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
I should have not touched my feed.
I didn't see it.
we gonna cap. We
No,
gonna
swear to
cap like
God.
that's
I know.
not what
I saw
everybody
the
was talking
video,
about, bro.
but it wasn't on
I
my
didn't know
feed.
that.
I seen it on her story.
I didn't
Some
know
nigga
they was
posted it and
talking
said,
about
"Don't
I
look at
seen
Sexy
this.
Red story." And I was like, "I gotta see it." And I was like, "Oh shit!"
So one way or another, you
But it didn't
see
come on my
But
feed,
people
though.
think like the moment you see it on Twitter, you're supposed to like.
Finish.
Wait, but pause, right?
Leave
Can
them
we
alone.
Can we pause? Can we debrief on the tweet itself? I personally didn't think his tweet was that crazy.
Thank you.
I didn't like the usage. I didn't like the verbiage used in the tweet.
Which part?
Should I not have said performance?
I didn't like performance
because I didn't want to say
I
sex
didn't
tape.
like.
Because
I didn't
want
like the usage
I
of
didn't
the
want
name. I feel like you could have just said what you said. Like take out like Pete.
See, there's things
Pete.
people want me to say because they want me to say it the way
Take out-
they would
Sanye,
say
what do you
it.
think
Take
about that
out
tweet?
Sexy Red.
When you hear
And
that
then
for the
you probably
first time,
be
what do you
aight.
think about that?
Probably.
It'll probably like you see like it'll probably like half the
Hold
comments.
up. I want to bring Sanye into this conversation too.
Can I?
And nigga like I wouldn't have said that shit.
Probably
Like,
not. You
I'm
feel me?
not saying
Like,
that.
I mean, that's why he didn't say. it.
like I
Never
use
said it.
Twitter on a different. I use Twitter like a Twitter nigga. Like you feel me? Like
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, but and I kind of admire that, bro. I kind of admire that because I don't have that desire.
That's what I'm saying.
don't
That's
feel
why I
that-
fuck with
I
Roberto.
just-
That's why I
but
find
part of me
Twi-
is like, damn, like maybe I should tweet some shit. Niggas would be like, oh, I can kind of see ease mine real quick.
You're not that funny.
No
I
bullshit.
don't think it's about being funny though.
Now we
I don't
get
think it's
into
about
it.
being funny
Now
or
we
not,
get
though.
into it, nigga. No bullshit.
I don't think Berto tweets because he thinks he's funny. Like,
Yeah,
what does he
he
tweet
does.
that's funny?
I be
At
funny.
least
No,
that's
that's
it.
it.
shit was
Wait, pause.
busted.
That's a very
He was probably kind of
women
late.
did not
that's a
tweet
very
that
necessary point.
But yo,
though.
the thing is,
What is-
the joke wasn't even for niggas. The joke is for women who can relate to being a pillow princess.
You're
Because
not a woman.
The thing is, it's not it. But the thing is,
You feel like you a pillow prince?
huh? It's hold on. Nah, I'm not a pillow prince. I'm not a pillow prince.
Nah, real question though.
I
Like,
know,
what
yeah,
is- what is Twitter for genuinely?
What?
And each and like I want to ask like what is it to y'all individually, but then also collectively, what is Twitter for y'all? Because when I'm hearing y'all,
Good question.
I
It's some
hear
bullshit.
I've had
Twitter-
Twitter since 2013. I didn't hop on Twitter and I'm like, I'm this platform guy. You feel me? Like whatever the case is. And I follow people who like, you know, sometimes you're gonna hear dark jokes. Like I feel like that's like where Twitter's at. You feel me? The dark humor and shit. And there's times I try, yo, this funny because the day before I was using my Twitter to like help niggas. You feel me? I was trying to help the community. I was like, yo, make sure y'all, you know, y'all make your loan payments. You're gonna fuck up your credit score thinking you're gonna finesse. And this niggas like, he worked for the feds. Like I was like, you know what? I'm not helping niggas no more. Y'all don't want to work for the. No, I don't. Nah.
Facts, we don't know who you work for.
He won't tell us no bullshit.
I work for myself. But yo, Pete, right? So it's like
That whole first part of the podcast just negated.
when I wait, what?
Yo, he been making it up
Oh,
all
I'm
the
saying on
time.
Twitter.
He
I'm saying
made that
on
playlist
Twitter.
himself.
I don't work for nobody on
Yo,
Twitter.
that's-
You feel me? I'm just saying, when I want to elevate the community, niggas be like, shut that shit down, nigga. So it's like, oh, Twitter's for the jokes. All right, I'm gonna keep the jokes on Twitter, bro. So when you try to be serious, niggas don't listen to that.
Niggas
Niggas
don't listen to
Can't
you.
win, bro. You can't
I
win.
feel like when I be
If I
serious,
feel the-
niggas be fucking with it.
Because
the
you're
nigga-
a pandering ass
No,
nigga.
no,
I be
and
the
there's
nigga-
nothing wrong with that. You feel me?
I be the nigga that clown the niggas and they be like, yo, be thankful for the day. I be like, nigga, that shit corny, bro. It's too early for that shit, bro. Say that like in an hour. Feel me?
But
But
that's
like,
why
then
the-
I tweet that shit. Niggas be like, oh yeah, this nigga.
That's why the question of what is Twitter
And
for?
that's the
is
difference
very-
between Rob and Nate. You feel you know,
I hate
yo,
you, bro. But that's real because the thing is that like I'm not saying that what they're saying is wrong. I'm saying that yo, just wait like an hour and I'm with it.
See, and that's
what perplexes
bullshit, it's
people
too
about
early.
Rob?
It's 7 a.m. bro.
Let me have my
That's why
moment,
my nigga Jeff Allen be posting good morning. I see it. I don't like it immediately.
Oh
You
god.
feel me? I gotta wait a little bit.
Shout out
'cause I'm
my
like,
nigga Jeff
Yeah,
Allen.
he,
Is it-
he be kind of
I'm like, is it a good morning?
That shit just get
I
longer
don't
and
even know
longer.
yet. You feel me?
But that's the perplexing thing about Rob, right? Is the fascinating because it's like you never know. You know me for how long, and I still find ways to surprise you. You feel me? But with Nate, it's like I can assume where Nate's gonna be based on where like the moral high ground is. You feel me? Like
Facts. Nigga got good morals, so he knows what I
no,
mean.
you just go where
I go
society.
on the right side of the history. I go where the people are. You feel me? The people that are not fools.
That's a
I feel
real
like this
statement.
shit shadow banned, bro. No bullshit. I don't be seeing
No,
this shit.
no, I
You might not
found
see
out.
it. If anything, I felt that way a couple times. Like
I feel like
year, 2
something
years ago.
vital in what you
Yeah,
just said
I've
though,
seen
in
this shit.
terms of like you've had it since 2013, meaning in a sense you've developed with it. Twitter has been something that is I won't say an essential
yeah,
part.
my tweets before
but it's
2020
been-
are gone.
But I can
For good
assume
reason.
that it's something that you've understood,
Tweeters,
like
deleters.
because one of the things about like social media that I feel like we tend to, I won't say that we tend to forget, but like it's very interesting because these are peepholes into people's individual lives. Like
Facts.
it's like Twitter, not Twitter, like TikTok, right? Where TikTok, hear me
But it
out,
is.
hear me out for a
TikTok is
second,
horrible,
right?
bro.
Because
You're spitting.
with TikTok, especially 2020, especially
Social
during
media
COVID,
is
especially
fake.
when
Let 'em
everyone
cook, let
was
'em
like
cook.
physically disconnected, right?
Mhm.
The only way we felt connected to each other was via social media, via media in general, right? That was something that we, as human beings, were just like, yo, we want to showcase something, we want to express, like even to a larger conversation, right? Because I think we're all artists here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck do we even make art?
For legacy, for me. I mean,
But that's the thing. That's right there, right? For you, you create it for, you have your own why, right?
Mhm.
But then other people are going to listen to what you're creating. They're engaging with what you're creating. The moment that you've
Facts.
created what you created, it's no longer just yours.
Facts.
So with Twitter,
Like once you put it out,
it's no longer, exactly.
Facts.
So the
creating
mo-
is a difference because there's a lot of probably more artists than you know, but they don't put that shit out. You feel me? 'Cause
Facts.
it-
I agree.
it is for themselves.
yes. But that's the part where like with Twitter, right? That's why I asked, what does it mean to you individually? And what does it mean to everyone collectively? Because when it, like you have, like, not everybody has your phone. Not everybody has your cell phone. You're the
Facts.
only one going through your cell phone. When you press Twitter, you're the only one going on Twitter. But the moment that you type something, and the moment that you press tweet, it is no longer just your statement.
Facts,
And yes,
sure.
it's still your words, and yes, you still have an attachment to what you like, the intentions of it. But it's no like the intentions. It's not that it doesn't matter, but now it's so spread apart in terms of interpretations that you're just one verse, you're one voice. Like
Facts.
yes, you are the creator, originator of this tweet, but it's like a Drake album. I keep going back to Drake. It's like any album. It's like any art
Yeah,
piece. It's
yeah,
no
like-
longer like what's his name? Van Gogh. When he was alive, and when he was creating what he was creating, and when he was putting out his work, nobody wanted it. Nobody cared for it.
Yeah, like, it's
He
alright.
went to a psychiatric hospital, stayed there for the rest of his life. Nobody cared for his work. Nowadays, you hear of Van Gogh and you're like, he's one of the greatest artists of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't based off of his intentions. That's based off of the intentions of everybody who was viewing the art and saying, yo, this is a valuable piece of work.
They said, "This shit's
At that
hard."
moment in time, like it was no longer about Van Gogh.
That's
Because
some
the
shit,
reality
bro.
of it is nobody
That's
like
fucked up.
it is. It's nobody gives a shit about you as an artist.
shit's
And which is
tough.
the
That's
part
that
about
nigga
it.
fault. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
You don't know that.
But the reality of it is going to your point in
Well,
terms
the
of like the
marketing-
whole Sexy Red situation. We don't
which
know
is
what
super
happened.
unfortunate. Let me.
It is.
At baseline. I
Should have said that.
But you know
But
what's
you
the-
didn't.
Is that
And you know
not
what?
like a like?
No, it's
don't we
not.
all know that? Like
Nope.
we don't.
Nope.
I gotta say
We
it.
See,
don't.
the thing
For
is,
you
I
to know
thought it was
that.
fucked
I don't-
up too, but I feel like everybody already knows it's fucked up. Why I gotta say it again?
That's what I'm saying.
Because-
Like,
So why I gotta even say
So,
anything
Pete,
about it?
That's what I'm saying. I
No
wouldn't say
bullshit.
anything at all because the thing is like, you know it's fucked up, so you're not gonna mention it.
I'm like, yeah. I'm
Tight.
like,
But
damn.
he's thinking everybody already knows it's fucked up. Let me make a joke.
and that's
And
valid
that's
on
why
both
that's
sides.
bad. You feel me? Because like either way,
Yes.
no one's acknowledging that it's bad. It's fucked up. And that's the problem.
you
But
would
then
talk
if you have
wrong
everyone
if
moving
you
like
don't-
that, there's
you
no
don't-
one shaking up the room every now and then, bro.
That's why I said I
think it's
fuck
like
with him because he's gonna see. He sees it and he's like, "Hey, How come no one's doing this, bro? Like, nigga, what?
I think I just gotta put in my bio.
Gotta go.
Don't take this shit seriously. Set a baseline. You feel
You
me?
type of nigga see a nigga get jumped, you go check his pockets. You wasn't part
He's
of
like,
the
he's already
jumping.
jumped.
Don't put that on my name.
Like, he's already jumped.
Yo, you know what I don't like?
I might as well.
When y'all like say I'm
Nah,
the type
nah.
of nigga I am, and then you allow people to think that's what it is.
Believe.
When that's just literally not true, bro.
How
How would you,
Rob
how would you,
again,
nigga, that's
how would you
life.
define yourself, brother?
A nigga will look at that
Facts.
tweet and be like, damn.
Nah, but
and
the
they
thing
have a
is-
perception in their head
So
already
who is-
without
but
anybody
the thing
even
is-
having
so
to
who
say
is
it.
Rob?
People only, it's like sources, you feel me? It's
Yeah,
like
like,
there's
yeah.
tertiary sources, there's primary sources, there's secondary sources, you feel me? This
So
is what
who are
comes out
you?
of my mind.
I feel like
and
the
it's a
primary source is the
It's
strongest
me.
source.
It's
So
me.
talk to us.
You
Who,
feel me?
who are you?
So based off of what
Nigga,
people see coming
this
from
is
you, it's
Sanye's
already.
episode. Not
Sanye
Farrell's
asked you.
episode.
Sanye asked you the
no.
question.
No.
He said, "How would you define yourself?"
Bro, who I am, bro, on
Who
a
is the
daily,
508
on-
God?
No, who's Roberto? Like on a
Who
daily,
is Roberto
on a
Pinto
daily
from Brockton,
basis.
Massachusetts?
Oh god,
No bullshit.
I really don't want to put that much attention on myself. I really like
Now, answer the question though, like, if you
feel me?
can.
Are you
Bro.
bashful?
No. I'm a family man. I'm trying to be the best version of myself
I'm a
out here.
family man.
I really got pure. Nah, I am, bro. But that's not a side you would ever know, bro. Because you're not with me and my family. You feel me? You don't know how much I value that shit. You feel me? I'm a, like,
I do.
So then why would you just ask
That
that?
one week you didn't pull up because you was chilling with your family.
There's more to that, bro. There's more to that. You feel me? Like I'm a person like I don't even want to do that, bro. I'd rather lead through my
You don't want
actions
people
than
to
my
see,
words.
to
Nah,
see
I'd rather
your
listen
good
to.
side, bro.
Nah, bro.
You just want
because
niggas to see
the thing is,
the nigga tree.
there's no fine. You could see the nigga tree, or you could see.
This is how we
you
win
could
the
take a
BMA,
step back.
bro.
You could take a step back and see like the little nuggets I leave to really know who I am, bro. You feel me? To really know who a nigga is. You feel me?
Embrace your humanity.
Like, bro, at the base minimum, I would hope everybody know I'm a hard working ass nigga, and I'm really striving to be the greatest version of myself I could be, bro.
that's not your
That's nice.
humanity, bro.
That is because I literally wake up and like I plot on how I could be.
Your humanity
Better.
is the part that you was talking about, being a family man. You feel me? Feel me?
Yeah, bro.
Shit like that, bro. This hard work shit, bro.
But
Nigga,
there's
we
certain-
doing this shit
there's certain
because of
things I don't
capitalism,
gotta
nigga.
say. I don't gotta say
This
how
shit not
great of a
humane.
boyfriend I am, bro. You could just tell, like, clearly it's been working. If a nigga's been with
Imagine
been
niggas
together
said,
for 3 years,
"I'm a
you feel
caring
me?
and loving person." That would have been like, yeah.
But like,
I feel like I hear what you're saying.
If
You're
we
valid.
take-
I think what he's saying is like,
take away the sense of occupation, location,
Type
take away
shit.
the sense of your relationships to other people. Who are you to you?
Who's
This
the thing
is my
is-
question.
My occupation show who I am. You feel me?
mm,
Because it's like
nigga
That's
said,
the
deep.
part where I'm asking. I'm not.
That's
It's not
mob
about.
what?
I said that's deep. That's mob deep.
It's not about what is showcased to the other people.
nigga, look at me.
And maybe that's the part where there's another question that comes about this, because there also seems to be a hesitancy in even answering that. And there also seems to be like an understanding of time and place, which is another question that comes into why don't you want to speak about who you really are to yourself?
Yo, is this a therapy session?
No,
Nah,
it's
the
just-
reason I don't want to do it is because the
interview.
thing is, and I don't know if I shared this on Twitter before. This is the reality, right?
Mhm.
I think very highly of myself for good reason. You feel
We
me?
know.
And I don't think harping on it is gonna make me any more relatable or likable. I think if anything, it just like kind of spurs like insecurity in a way, depending on who you are. You feel me? Some people could hear that shit and be like, yo, that's mad motivating. You feel me? I want to be in my bag, or I could relate. And then there's some people who like the negative effect and just think like, oh, this nigga's full of himself, or just like, you feel me? They kind of like not like you over some insecurities on their end based on what you're saying.
I think
so
highly
it's
of
like,
myself too, but I'll be real with myself. And this is what Nate was talking about earlier when he was saying you're not really, like, when you by yourself is your true self. Because it's like, it's not to say that you change it when you're around niggas, but when you by yourself,
I
bro, you
adapt.
don't have to speak. You don't even have to think if you don't want to. You feel me? And what would you do within that time? You feel me? What is going on in your mind? What is, you feel me? What are your actions? Type shit. You know what
How
I'm
can I
saying?
make the
Nobody's
most-
watching. It's like, regardless of anybody watching, whatever, it's like you don't have to hold no conversation. You don't have to think. You feel me? You don't have to like. You just be you. Like
But
it's
it's like
just
the
you.
same thing
There's
that
no like
you were saying,
It's
give a
existing.
man power,
All you
you
get to
see
do
his
is
true
purely
character.
exist. You feel me?
But then on the opposite end, you take away all his power, and you also see like what kind of person he is.
well, that's why I
Yeah.
disagreed when Nate had said like you're your fullest self when you're by yourself, and that's why I had to because maybe it's just me specifically. Like I don't feel like I'm my fullest self when I'm by myself, because when I'm by myself, I just hold myself. I'm like a robot. I treat myself like a robot. Like you feel me? It's like yo, there's things that need to get done. Let's create this plan on how to get it done.
Bro,
and
maybe
let's
you a
hold
robot.
ourselves. but I'm not, because clearly I can come here and I'm very personable and I can make niggas laugh and I could be entertaining, but I could be
they got
wise
AI now.
or whatever the case is. Huh?
So they got AI now.
All that to say is like
Seen the Matrix,
that full of
niggas, Agent
self.
Smith,
That
nigga,
full of
no
self don't
bullshit.
always come out until the certain circumstance. You feel me? Because when I am by myself, I just be like trying to take in as much as I can. Whether it's like, what we doing here, bro?
Nigga said you were glitching, bro. This nigga's nuts, bro.
How was I glitching, bro? What you talking?
I'm hearing what you're saying, bro.
Stop, bro. Yeah,
I resonate
He's
with
spitting,
some of the
nigga.
things
Let
that
him,
you're
let
saying.
him cook.
Hold on, relax, bro. That shit move.
Off me, bro. No more ISO ball, bro.
No, I resonate with some of the things you say.
Cause we about to get real therapeutic on you niggas in a second.
Do it.
We gonna get real deep. What's up? Pause.
It's okay.
What's up, Ease? Just keep it moving, bro.
Nah, it's done that, bro.
No. Keep for real, on some real shit.
I think about what Tomo said about like, you know, we're influenced by capitalism to always feel like we have to constantly be on go, working towards something, achieving something, you know, just manufacturing. You know what I mean? We're constantly trying to manufacture something. And I think I'm working on that right now, bro. Trying to understand like there's parts of me that don't necessarily have to always be working towards something, bro. Like just be still, be alive, bro. Just take things in where you're not thinking like, okay, I'm doing this because there's something I can gain from this. You know what I mean? Like
And there's moments for that.
there is. And I think
When you
I'm
chill with
trying
your
to have
girl, when you
more
come
of
to the
those moments,
pod,
bro.
you feel me?
You know? And you know, part of me too is also thinking about like, I also need to work as hard as I can to reach that point.
Sure.
So I can reach that at this, you know, maybe at 35 or like whatever age it is. I don't want to put an age to it, but like, I'm working as hard as I am right now to get to the point where I could just enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Y'all talk
So
about
peace isn't here
depression.
with you
I
right
get
now?
depressed not doing what I got to do.
I feel that.
You feel me? If
We
I
talked
don't-
about this. I feel that.
you know.
Yeah, there's
It's-
people
it's a
listening to
bad
this
cycle.
right now. They can relate to what you're saying, bro.
Literally.
So like, don't feel bad about any of the shit you're spitting.
But I'd
That
rather
part-
have it come through
I
like
don't-
general conversation
Nah,
than
I feel
Q&A.
you,
You
facts.
feel me? But
I'm laughing not because what you're saying is funny. It's because of Tomo's reactions to what you're saying. Them shits is having me dying.
What's
But
up?
I think what you're saying is valid, bro.
what's up, Sanye?
There's something oh my God, there's something you're saying that I feel like is a very human aspect in terms of like, I'll go to you real quick. In terms of feeling like you have to constantly be,
Yeah,
feeling like you have to constantly be in a productive cycle of a sort. The question that just comes to mind is peace not here? And if peace isn't here, then how do you know you'll ever get to peace if you don't even have it right now with you?
I think peace. I have spurts where I do have very much an experience where I feel like this is peaceful, you know what I mean? But it's like, I know me being in that space, if I sustain it forever, all the other things around me are going to crumble. And if that crumbles, I can no longer even find the peace that I'm enjoying right now.
So is
I
that
mean, I have to constantly put myself in a position where I'm working and doing the things that I am to have these moments of peace. You know what I mean?
So is that peace even ever like real? Because it seems like there's gonna constantly be some kind of, there has to be something I do right now to, like that peace doesn't sound.
Are you satisfied with just being?
Am I satisfied with just being? Nah, bro. I'm always constantly trying to like impress myself.
Can I answer that for
You
you?
know what I mean?
I think
I
it's.
ain't gonna answer it for you.
I feel like we're very similar in a sense, and not because if you
Yeah,
don't know,
answer
with me.
He
Sure,
answered
sure,
the question.
sure.
Can I answer it for you?
Can I answer it with you?
He's like, I like that question better than what y'all was asking me. Goddamn.
Nah. It's to say like the piece is knowing that like at the bare minimum, like life is great. You feel me? Like I can't complain. I don't worry about like on a survival tip. I guess pause. But like on a
Yeah,
on
you
just
didn't
the
have to pause that.
no, there's a lot of things I didn't think I needed to pause, but all of a sudden did. But I'm just saying, like, at a baseline, I'm super happy. I'm around loving family. You feel me? I got a beautiful girlfriend that I love. You feel me? I'm doing purposeful things. You know, I'm secure in my life and all that stuff, and I'm working toward my goals. But what would stop that piece is remaining stagnant, to fall on my laurels. You know what I mean? But it's to always remind yourself that, like, bro, it's not bad. Like,
Pieces,
you know,
movement.
wanting more doesn't mean I don't have enough. It just means,
Your piece is the pursuit
Greedy.
of
is
mobility.
it greedy or just, yeah.
Sometimes I be greedy, but
Nothing wrong with
I was gonna say I
Sure.
think you could
Yeah, I don't
find
think there's
peace
anything wrong with it.
within yourself, but I don't think there will be peace in the world. You feel me? Like no matter if you have peace with yourself, there's always gonna be people that you know that's going through something, or the world's gonna be in peril somewhere. You feel me? There's always some shit going on. Tell you shit. Sometimes the shit directly affects you, and you can still be at peace, but it's directly affect you. Sometimes it don't really directly affect you, but you feel that it needs to help because it's happening to people that you love and that are around you. You feel me?
Yeah.
And part of that is disturbing your peace, bro. You can't be fully at peace if people that you claim that you care about and love are going through peril, whether they put themselves there or not. For real, no bullshit.
Okay, I want to.
Can we get therapeutic on Tomo?
Let's go.
Yeah, bro. Let me ask you a
A
question.
lot of
What's
times
up?
you feel like people don't really know you, bro.
Why do you feel the need to constantly create?
That's a good question, bro. You know, it's I sometimes it's just something to do. You feel me? It's a hobby, bro. No bullshit. At certain points,
Is it a hobby though?
certain times,
Isn't it
yeah.
your means of living
Like,
too?
Yeah, but me deciding to want to paint, you feel me? That was purely hobby based. Like when I first started painting, I was just painting because I was like, let me try this. You feel me? This is always something I wanted to do. When I was little, I said I was either gonna be an artist or a comedian. You feel me? No bullshit. Ended up being an artist type shit. But I actually meant like visual, like painter artist. You feel me? I never actually painted until like recently. So that was like me creating like the music. That's more so. I feel like that's kind of therapeutic to myself. The clothes is really just so I can make bread. No bullshit. I just come up with I become innovative so that I can make more bread. So I'm not selling people the same shit over and over and over. You feel me? Because then people stop buying it.
Does
I'm
it
still
weigh
stuck on
you
the fact that
when
like,
people
never mind.
are more drawn towards your clothes and your music, or vice versa?
I feel like subconsciously sometimes yeah, do no bullshit, but I think I've become accepting of it. That's why I created this plan that I'm about to do. You feel me? But I feel like subconsciously it do, but at the same time it don't, because it's like I'm glad to see that people are messing with something I created regardless. Because I'd rather them fuck with the clothes and not the music than not fuck with anything at all. Like I'm putting shit out and niggas like, man, nigga, go somewhere else, bro. You feel me? It's like, damn, all right, you feel me? I think it's
be a
beautiful.
fool.
Because some people know me only for music and they be like, yo, I didn't even know you make clothes, you feel me? Vice versa type shit. So I think it's honestly, it's on me to like bridge the gap between everything and like, you feel me, type shit. But
still stuck on
it's
you
up
being
to
a
me if
stand-up
I even have
comedian.
to want to do it.
That should be up.
If I do stand up, I don't feel like I could do it, bro.
Yeah, that
I
should
can't
be.
even imagine it.
I can't manufacture my funny, bro. You
That's
feel
what
me?
I'm about to say. Because even
Yeah.
that, I don't think I'd be a good stand-up. I feel like I'm in like environmental funny, not environmental,
You just
like
gotta put a
based on your
secret camera and follow me
circumstantial
around for the
funny
day.
type
Yeah,
versus
you just
like
not funny, bro. If you're only circumstantially funny, you're not funny.
maybe so.
That's what who was saying that shit? Cat Williams, maybe. But someone was like, a lot of niggas, a lot of people think they could be comedians, but you're not really funny. You feel me? You can't make people laugh unless they know you.
Yeah, it was Cat Williams.
Yeah,
I
something
think he was
like that.
speaking more so towards
Oh,
was
if
it
you keep-
Kevin Hart? He was talking to someone where it's like, if you're making jokes at someone else's expense,
yeah,
then it's like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not that funny. You don't know how to create the environment to like
Yeah.
have this organic,
Following
Yeah,
the
you're not really
stereotypes
funny.
and shit,
You have
yeah.
to rely on these things in order to be funny.
yeah.
I feel like Dave Chappelle is a very beautiful example.
Comedy.
Like, let's look at
You know I'm about to go
That's-
see him on the 19th?
for real.
Yeah.
Ah,
My girl got me the tickets.
that your birthday?
Best surprise ever.
His birthday next week.
My birthday's on the 13th.
He
on
was
Friday
one
the
of them shits.
13th.
Nigga, I told you, nigga. Like I said, I don't know your birthday, bro. I do now.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, you a Libra, bro. What's my birthday?
Mine's pretty easy.
The 9th.
See, exactly. Nigga, what the fuck?
17th. It's the 17th. I'm
No,
joking.
it's not. See, he doesn't know my birthday either.
No, that's November 17th.
Tell you the day of the chamber, but he doesn't know that.
September
so, like,
23rd.
So it's like, I'm not offended by that.
No,
It is
the
what
thing
it
is, I actually knew that answer. If I actually like took a second with it, I would have knew that.
I get that.
No, I really
I
would've.
understand what you're saying.
Like we
I'm not
knew
gonna lie, I
your
only knew that
birthday
because
was.
of the song you dropped. That was like I could stamp it to that.
So
and
many
I always
exa-
known
so many
that's
things that you
23rd.
can like.
I'm about to
Me.
say.
nigga dropped the song too.
Did he bite me?
It wasn't. Was it called your birthday?
Nigga,
Oh wait, yeah, it was October 13th.
I never
mad
listened
niggas
to
do
it.
that.
I ain't listened to that shit.
I don't know too many niggas who did that.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie though. I didn't know that was your birthday.
That's all good, bro.
I knew it was in October and that you were a Libra.
I
though,
seen
so
a post
You
on
got an unlucky
Instagram.
birthday this
it
year,
said
bro.
it said some shit like
Many years of his life.
it was like
that.
yo, I'm gonna say happy
13.
birthday once and that's it. That goes for everybody for the rest of life, bro. Because I'm tired of like having to fucking unswipe off somebody's like story because they start doing their birthday posts and like I'm not saying.
You ever
happy birthday.
seen? It was like a post. Some nigga said like, well, the nigga didn't say, but it was a screenshot of like DMs. It was like the person be like, "Happy birthday." It'll be like, "Thank you." Next thing on the other person's birthday, "Happy birthday." And that was like their only interactions. Was, like, saying happy birthday.
when
I
it's
was
happy
like,
birthday, it's no
That's
bullshit.
social
real.
media is crazy, bro.
Bro,
That's why I stopped saying happy birthday. If we don't have like regular conversation,
You
I'm
gotta
not
say
about to
happy
hit you
birthday.
up just to say happy birthday.
Why do you think we say happy birthday?
Because it's like
niggas is
it's a
projecting,
ritual,
bro.
bro. No bullshit.
They were like, they were like, yo, celebrate. It's your day type shit. It's like attributed to you. You know what I mean? It's basically the same way of saying like, have a good day type shit. But like on this day in particular, I mean, like I can't wish you well on most days because
this day
but on this
specifically.
day, I can make the time to do that, to show you and to make sure that you know that like people do care. You feel me? It's
Yeah.
not just like, it's not gonna be every day though. But at least for today, just know. feel me?
I think
Because
it's
I never say happy birthday to anyone that I don't know. You feel me? I try to say happy birthday to people that I've interacted with. I'm not just saying it to say it. So it's like I don't reach out to you all the time. I don't talk to you most of the time. You feel me? But at least on this day, I'll show you that like you are in my thoughts. You feel me? Like, and I do care about you. Still.
I think it's some ritual shit. Because the other day I seen no bullshit.
Rituals are not always.
The other day
bad,
I
though.
seen
No bullshit.
Ash when it was Ty's birthday. They was like birth anniversary, and I was like, huh. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, niggas is getting creative.
No, that's some real shit.
So I was like, yo, cause
Is it your birthday anniversary?
Isn't that the basis of
right?
what a birthday is?
but the thing is, bro, niggas will say happy birthday, right? Why has it got to be happy?
I mean,
You would hope that's like what
Why
you're
is it
speaking
happy
into
birthday
existence for
anniversary?
them.
Why? Nah,
that's
but
what-
all the
yeah.
holiday shits is happy. It's happy this, happy that. Nigga, why is never just
Niggas
like,
is just trying to
niggas be
spread
saying
joy,
happy Monday,
bro.
bro. Like
niggas do.
I
Happy
said
Friday,
I
happy
said
Monday,
niggas be saying happy
Sunday.
Monday because it's just like you should be, nigga. I'm glad this shit is
Would you
over,
rather
bro.
like miserable Monday?
Yeah.
No, you
miserable
wouldn't say
birthday?
miserable. It's
Miserable
just like,
Monday is tough.
you know, blessed birthday or something.
That's
you
still
niggas is-
positive. Like,
But it's not about. It's
Yo,
like
you
the
just
happy.
complaining.
It's
You
the,
just
no,
complaining.
Nah, that ass though. Think about it, bro. It's the happy part of it, bro. Like happy.
I don't
you
say
think
happy Christmas.
Happy is like
I say Merry Christmas.
happy is like SpongeBob, my nigga. It's goofy. It's like it's like a plastered on.
Like,
Like
nigga, what the fuck?
happy is not necessarily excitement, bro.
Yo,
You
we
feel me?
getting-
It's
we-
not next. No, that
we
ass
doing
though.
the semantics
Bro,
thing
I
again.
say Merry
Said,
Christmas.
I'm not feeling that.
No, okay. Because the
Niggas
comes
ain't
from-
gonna know,
Feliz
bro.
Navidad.
Niggas ain't gonna know.
Type
But it's the
shit,
same
you know what I'm
niggas
saying?
that'll put up a Christmas tree every year and not know why.
All right, so if we
That's-
gonna start
that's
talking about some
that's
bullshit,
why-
can we
Wait,
start talking
hold
about
on.
Drake's
Wait,
album?
hold on. I have a question
No.
about that. Because
You
I
wanna
wanted to.
try it?
No. Because the
try it.
Hold on. Because the thing about that though is that like I feel like you also have to understand, nigga. Like the birthday is like, I think people are just being like, this is a reason for you to celebrate.
It's with the cake too, and the candles in the cake. It's all the shit.
But do you hear what I'm
And
saying?
the song
though?
niggas sing, bro.
Happy
all that shit.
birthday
You
to
complaining
you.
about
You live
the
in a
most-
zoo.
I don't know
I
if it's
never heard that one.
complaining.
You look like a monkey.
Ridiculous
Smell like
thing
one
ever,
too.
bro.
Because
You never heard that?
I wanna add to that,
Actually, since I was a little kid, yeah.
or even like bring upon another perspective of it, at least.
All right.
We getting too real on here,
Thinking
man.
about
Bullshit.
like the politics behind it, the emotional politics behind the concept of happy birthday, happy,
Yeah.
like you were saying in terms of happy anything, right?
No
But
bullshit.
there's a sense of like an emotional. I was speaking to a lot of.
I'm not
Pause.
laughing at you.
It
I'm laughing
almost
at the
feels like
idea
a
like.
mockery, bro. Sometimes, bro.
See,
no
see,
bullshit.
that's that shit.
Wait,
And that's
what
why
you saying?
you don't always entertain someone's impact, bro. Because you say happy birthday, you know your intention, and somebody feel like he's emotionally manipulating me. What if I don't want to be happy?
Cause what if you a
Like,
dickhead
'cause
to
it's
me
like-
every other day except for my birthday? Then that's facts.
I was having a
No
conversation
bullshit.
during the chamber.
Oh my god.
I won't name drop. I was having a conversation in the chamber and I asked them like, how you doing? They're like, I don't like that question. I was like, why not? And they're like, cause like, you don't like, not necessarily
He
that, but it's
don't
like,
know.
do you really have the time for me to, I do care.
To
That's
really
what I'm asking.
unpack.
No, I do care, nigga. Why the fuck would I ask you if I don't care?
Cause it's something to ask.
Sometimes it's
not
just
a-
small talk.
Bro, I'm very much aware of what I want to ask and what I don't want to ask. Oh, my fault. The fuck? My fault. But anyways,
I feel like you
When
ask
they
me
brought-
how I'm doing sometimes, you don't be meaning it.
Nate, if I didn't want to know, I wouldn't ask you.
You say that, but then
It's
I feel
that
like,
easy.
but sometimes the responses just be like, he ain't really care.
Is it? I don't really care. So more so, I don't have anything to contribute to what you said.
So
I
where
don't
does
know.
go? Where does going, Eve?
That's what I'm saying. I don't
more
know.
so, they're saying how like, you know, it's more so when people ask that, like, do they really have the time to take in everything that I do or I would have to say? I'm like, okay, that's fair. I was like, so then if that's the case, approaching moving forward, what would you rather me say? It's like, oh, what's the highlight of your week? And it's like, okay, I could respect that. You feel me?
But that's valid though.
But I was like, yeah,
Because that's why I
respect
feel
that.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Not just with you, but with anyone. You feel me? People ask you how you're doing, but it's like, what does that even mean? What do you mean, how am I doing? What do you actually mean by that?
Hey, listen,
Like, be
for me,
specific. What do you mean?
Oh my god.
I'm appreciative that someone.
That's
I'm appreciative that someone gave me the space to say it. If they don't even say nothing back or they don't have much to say, it's okay because at least they were listening to. What I
Yo,
had
someone
to
do
say.
all
They gave
that.
me a
I'm just
chance to
turning
honor
But I'm
around,
that.
saying,
bro.
like, what
You're
do
not
you
even-
mean
you're not
when you
even
say it to
entertaining.
What do
someone?
I mean when I ask someone how they're doing?
Yeah, like, what does that mean?
What do you mean? What it means? It means exactly what it means, bro.
'Cause,
Like,
like-
how are you in this moment?
But that's what I'm saying. That's not what that means.
Because then no, I'm gonna
It's a
add more
turn of
context.
phrase, so,
So
like,
like, don't do that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
add more
that, like,
context to what
I'm
they,
saying that,
what they
though.
had said in the moment.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I feel like when someone asks me that, it's an expectation of hearing something positive. I was like, why are you assuming that I want to hear something positive from you? If you have something that's not going good for you right now, tell me that.
'Cause, like,
I'm
why-
asking you how you.
But
doing.
let's jump
Tell me
Basically, my
that.
real question is, why don't you say, how are you then?
Oh my fucking god.
Because Pete, I think like the reason why they're saying that is because
Like, yo, we
Cause I
doing
think the
some
reason
else
why they're
right
saying that
now.
is because they're
How
saying
you
like when
doing
you say
means
like
to
how are
ask
you
you
doing,
positive?
it's like a lighter version. But when I like how are you? Sometimes
How
like,
are you versus how are you
Yo,
doing?
can I cut
type
this
shit.
real quick?
Sometimes it feels like the expectations are different just based on what the
word
context
in
between that.
itself.
My mom be asking me how are you, it'd be like niggas around me that'd be like, how are you doing type shit.
Oh my.
And so those two contexts that I'm hearing, it feels different now. So when I hear it in the wild, it's like, damn, is that what you really mean?
Yo, you know I gotta
Who
like
knows?
do
I'm saying?
timestamps later, and I have to put like the
Mom be
timestamp
saying,
I
"How
have
are
to
you
use
doing?"
is how you doing versus how
No,
are you?
Your words do matter though. Most of the times I really don't be asking niggas how they doing. Some like I'll be like, what you been up to? Like what you been on? You feel me? It's like a check, like, cause that's different
It
though
all
too.
has the same
No, it
connotation.
don't, bro. It don't.
It really
if I ask
do.
you what you been up to, and you just be like, I've been sad, nigga. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm asking you what you been doing, like what you actually been doing.
I want to know what
Bro,
you
like
doing.
what you like. You feel me? I didn't ask how you been feeling, bro. No bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
But
What you been doing?
sometimes
How are you?
I be asking niggas how they been doing.
Facts.
For me, like how they feeling, shit like that. But
to him, he
I see
doesn't
what he's
think
saying. It's
they're
like when you
different.
walk in the store and the person in the store like, how you doing, nigga? I don't even know you. You don't care, bro. Like, nigga, it's just a saying.
But
That niggas is saying,
context
bro.
between
You feel me?
We have a call back real quick, bro. Out of all of us, aren't y'all the ones that's always saying if there's anyone to go up to and just talk about whatever, it's Eves. Cause I genuinely do care to like talk to people, bro. I'm naturally always
Hey, like
curious
I
about
said,
like how people feeling.
I be
What's going
feeling,
on?
I be feeling like you be invested in what they're saying, but that don't mean that you care. That's what I don't
May
know.
I ask?
So
I
maybe
actually wanna
invested.
know.
Isn't that the same? No, bro.
my
Why you
God.
gotta
No,
do
no,
that
no,
to
no,
me?
wait,
You're
wait,
not
wait,
genuine.
hold on.
I'm not invested too.
If
I said that's how I feel. I'm not saying it's true.
You're saying I feel like you don't care. If I'm invested, isn't there a level of care?
Because people, I don't believe that it's true, bro. I'm saying that that's how I be feeling sometimes.
Yo,
I'm not
Because you
putting that- I'm not
invested, because
putting
it
that
might
to
be
you.
interesting. You might be like, damn.
Ask yourself,
Damn.
do
But
people
do you
want to
care? What you
listen to
gonna
this?
do
bro?
about it after
Do
these
people
niggas tell you
care
this shit?
right now
I
about
don't
the
have to do something all
semantics
the time,
of
bro.
this?
Maybe I can't do
Oh
anything.
my.
But
Let niggas
I
cook,
gave
bro.
that
No,
chance.
this is
I
not
gave the
cooking.
time
Let
and
niggas
chance to
cook.
niggas.
burning shit.
Stop
Y'all
burning.
burning
Let
rice.
niggas
Niggas
cook.
can't hear what I'm saying no more because
That's
now
what
all
I'm
of us
saying.
are talking
Let
at the same
niggas cook,
time.
bro. You keep doing that.
You
You
asked me a
gotta-
question, I'm gonna address
no.
that shit.
But
Just
y'all-
let them cook.
Yo, let me produce. Like, you feel me? Like, let me produce.
You can do that in
Let me do
post.
my job, nigga.
You can do
Like,
that in
the
post,
fuck?
bro.
Just let them cook. Let them get his.
So
you
to
know
what
what I
you
mean?
said, bro, right? To what you said, I'm invested in what am I gonna do afterwards. I don't have to do anything afterwards, bro. Sometimes I can't. Bro, you could care and not be able to do something about it afterwards, bro.
Are you not able or you
Nigga.
not going to?
First of all, you don't have a
Bro,
mic,
it could be
Tomo.
both. Yeah, Max, you don't have a mic.
Oh my god. Yo,
Yo,
wait, hold on.
If you was really
Yo,
producing, I ain't pass him a
a
mic.
lot of the times, niggas be like, yo, we not gonna touch Drake talk because we got mad shit to talk about. At this point, it's like, damn,
Nigga,
like,
this
we
shit
could
more
at least-
busting than Drake.
No, it's not. Even if we
I'll
shit
tell you
on the
right now,
album
what
for the
I'm saying
fact,
has some substance to it. That album had no substance to it. Therefore, I
we
have
can
nothing to
talk
say
about
about
that.
it. bro. I have nothing to say about
He
it.
just
I
want to
didn't
talk
finish
about
that
Drake,
shit.
bro. He
truthfully,
really.
bro.
Nah,
I didn't
I care
finish
about
that. I need
yo the
that.
people turned it on. You feel me? It's their job. That's their job right now. They just trying to get through, and it's like yo, there's a level about your life that they care about. They don't care about it that
Hey
much.
man,
nigga.
anybody out there when I'm talking to you, I care. If I'm not talking to you about that shit, it's because I don't care, and we're not gonna have that conversation. It's that
That's
simple.
real, bro. Yo, I'm gonna start quizzing niggas, bro. Sick of the shit.
I feel like
I'm
a
gonna start
big-
quizzing
care
niggas,
about
bro.
you.
If you ask me how I'm doing, bro,
Hashtag does
10
he
minutes
care?
10 minutes later, bro. Like I might ask you at the end of the day whenever I see you now, I'm be like, yo, how was I feeling when I came in? If you care so much, I'm about to start.
But then, all right, let's
forcing on
go to
niggas.
something real quick.
Niggas
right?
don't be knowing for real because they
When
don't
peop-
care, bro. I
when
swear.
people
He
are
be
right now,
knowing, though, no bullshit.
if somebody,
I feel like you would remember
Yo,
that
let
shit.
him talk.
if somebody
bro.
was to say, "Yo,
I know
Eves
you're not
don't
talking.
care," like 10 people would say that. Do you care about what they're saying?
In that instance,
Just let niggas cook.
what's wrong with you? man? Go,
Bro, like this nigga like
go away,
mad
bro.
belligerent, bro.
Go me. Now I got my own mic. You can really talk, bro.
Now we parting for real.
Now we out here. Now we doing something.
Listen, bro. All right, say that back to me one more time because I got this.
All right, 10 people, 1 people, whatever the case is.
One
People are
Oh,
saying,
no, I would care, bro.
but why?
Because I want to know, like, why do they feel like I don't care enough about them specifically?
But why though?
You feel me? Why?
You care that niggas care that you care.
I care
how
that
do I
niggas
phrase
have a
that?
perception that I don't care about them. That I don't value who they are, what they think.
But does that impede
you
upon,
value
does that
niggas?
impede upon the way that you care about people? Like if somebody was to say you don't care, does that hold more validity than the actual care that you hold and that the intentions
Do
that
you feel
have?
like less of an empath?
Because you
Somebody
got
would've
kind
tell
of
you that?
defensive when I said I feel like you don't care for real.
I got
Because I never said you don't.
You know,
I'm
I
saying
think,
that's how
I
I
think the reason
feel.
why I got defensive, bro, is because I know in the moment when I do this, like I am putting that energy out there, and it's like, damn, it's like it's being disregarded. It's like, and I think part of that is a little selfish. No, part of it is
I
definitely
was about to say,
selfish.
it's a big part
That
of
is
it.
selfish.
I was like,
That is
yeah,
selfish, right? And I don't have a problem saying that, but I also think it's on me to then kind of put myself in a position like, all right, what can I do moving forward to make them feel that way?
I
Like,
feel
what can
you.
I do to improve on that?
And that's how I know you really do care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you're like hearing it and you're not sitting with that and just leaving it there. You're like, all right, that means that
I didn't do a
if
good
someone
enough
even
job.
feels that way, then that means that I'm doing something different.
Tight.
You feel me?
And I think
the thing
that's
is
part of the
too,
reason
bro,
why it hurts me.
a lot of the times when I say, all right, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be something like actually physically be done. A lot of times it could be advice. It could be words of encouragement. Like, what are you gonna do? You feel me?
Oh, if that's yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But you instantly thought of like, what can I? You feel me? A lot of times it's
then I misinterpreted. That's my fault.
But I think that's a big bridge between like everything that we're saying in totality. Like the reason why the whole care aspect of it, the big bridge on all of this is perspective, I think. And the interpretations in terms of perspectives, the interpretations that come from those perspectives. Like, let's go back to the Twitter situation where Rob posts whatever he posts,
will not
right?
shall be named. You feel me? They're not here no more.
The exiled one.
But a post is made, a tweet is made, whatever the case is made, right? And the intention is there, right? But again, what is created is no longer, as it's distributed, it's no longer just yours, right? So when you ask that question of how are you doing, how are you, how's your day, whatever the case is, and you know the intention of it, and then someone says to you probably later on, oh, that felt like you didn't care. The perspective of it, the intentions that you had, but it's also the questions in terms of how does that make you perceive your own intentions at that point? Because I feel like that actually also starts to cascade. Because when more and more people start to say, yo, you don't actually care. Well, how strong is your validity in yourself, or your confidence in yourself, your belief in yourself, to the point where if the whole world was to tell you when you say, how are you, you don't care, that it doesn't invalidate the way that your actual intention.
I think that goes back to what
Like,
Tomo was saying.
why did I say that?
I think it goes back to what Tomo was saying, where it's like, what are you doing that's like receptive to the conversation that's at hand? You know what I mean? Are you saying things that's actually trying to mend what it is that they're speaking on, or are you saying things that's just bouncing off of what, you know, y'all talking about? And I try to do that when I can. And I think sometimes it's also on yourself to be real. If you're in a conversation, you feel like you're not being receptive, whatever, you could be like, you know what? I'm not in the headspace to have this conversation right now. Let me remove myself from this, because now I'm putting you in a position where you're putting out all this energy and it feels unmatched, and then it's just like, yeah, this was pointless. It probably did more harm, if anything.
What responsibilities would you say, or to anybody, like, do y'all have to anybody else's interpretations of your actions or your being?
What responsibility?
I feel like the responsibility
care
that
what
you
niggas
have
think.
is to be intentional. And that's it. You feel me? I think like being intentional goes beyond just like recognizing like the impact of your actions, but also like it's about, who am I saying this to? What is the platform that I'm utilizing to say this? What type of impact can this have on me if I'm saying these things, or if I'm doing these things in particular? I mean, all those things are important, because like intention is not just like, it's not a light thing. It's like a very like big responsibility that you have. You feel me? A lot of people think that they don't have to be intentional because they're just having fun or whatever. It's like what you were saying earlier. That part of you that's like, I know that this is wrong. I know this is not it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Like type stuff is like that part of you, like, is that intention in you. You feel me? It's just like, what are the things that might not actually go well when I do these things? That intention is significant. But that's pretty much it, to be honest. People are going to determine it, like interpret it however they interpret it anyway. But as long as you're being intentional with the way that you're going about your business, then I feel like let the cards fall where they may.
That's big
Chips
fact.
fall where they may.
That's big fact. Cause like personally, I don't care what niggas think, cause you can't control what niggas think, but you can control how you interact with people. Basically,
Facts.
exactly what he's saying. You feel me? Cause it's like at the end of the day, you could be the nicest person in the world to somebody, and they still might hate you. No bullshit.
I also think you gotta
It's like,
be able to speak up and, you know, call out people when you feel like they're not respecting you or treating you the way you want to be treated. I feel like a lot of times people let people walk over them, and like they're very passive. You know what I mean? Like
Type shit.
there's a lot of times, even amongst, you know, people that I'm really, really close with, they say something that kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, yo, don't say that shit to me. You feel me? I didn't like that. You know what I mean? Calling them out so that moving forward, they know, like, even if I don't think my intentions was this, that, he doesn't condone that. That's not to his standards. I'm not gonna do that. You feel me? So,
And even doing it for other people too. I think that's huge, because like
That's
someone
an
else's
insight.
because like someone else's
that
actions.
was a little harder though.
It is. But imagine this, right? And you did it earlier today. But it's like you see things that are happening around you that you're like, this is wrong. You feel me? And it's like your empathy kicks in, because you're like, if you wouldn't talk to me like that, don't be talking to them like that.
Yeah.
Don't do that to them. You feel me? A lot
You
of
gotta
people just
really know them.
facts, but a lot of
Sometimes you
people
might
just
stick
sit
up
there.
for someone and they can be like, why did you do that?
Facts.
And it's like, damn, my fault. Like,
And a lot of
thought-
times
you know
people
what
would
I mean?
just
Like,
sit there though. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about just saying something. I'm talking about like actions in general, not just like words or speech. For me, it's like, imagine someone push someone else in the mud and they get up and brush it off like it's nothing. It's still like, that's still mean. You still shouldn't have done that. And I just watched you do it, and I'm not gonna say anything because the other person's fine with it. Sometimes you also have to be willing to step outside of yourself and step in to prevent those things from happening in the future.
Now, do you think
I think
that's-
context matters.
It definitely does.
for sure?
But
You
I think like again, it's based on something that's like objectively wrong.
Yeah.
You feel me? If you
Do you think that's people falling victim to the idea of like the mentality of like, oh, someone else is gonna do, or more so just like,
now I think
I'm
sometimes
just not confident
like,
enough to speak up outside of things that aren't affecting me.
I feel like people be like, if it doesn't impact them, it shouldn't impact me. But that doesn't mean it's not wrong. I mean, it's the same thing when people be like, someone like cheats on someone, they be like, oh, like they forgave them, whatever. Be like, okay, that was still wrong though.
You know-
whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't like this person for that. It doesn't mean that you have to bring up the other person when you're talking about it though. As in like you did this to them, be like, no,
Yeah,
you've done this thing in the past, so now I don't trust you. They can trust you if you want, but I'm not gonna trust you. I don't care.
I don't know if I'm speaking too out of my pocket when I say this, but I feel like a lot of times, bro, black people, when it's amongst like other cultural groups, and like let's say we're all in one room, black people are more likely to stand up for other people, like naturally. Like it's just in us to be like, yo, like I'm seeing some shit that I don't like, I'm stopping that shit. I'm dead in that shit.
No bullshit. I
say
see
that,
that all
why,
the time.
So what?
Yeah, you gotta say that, white boy. Cause, bro, niggas is interesting niggas, bro. If you see a nigga,
interesting.
it's like, bro, if you see a nigga
bullshit,
getting
bro.
like beat up or something, you be like, damn, what that nigga do to do that? You feel me? If you see a white person getting beat up, like, yo, why these niggas tweaking on this nigga right now? It's like it's a weird perspective to have, bro. No bullshit, bro.
So no, now there's a
But
bigger,
no, right?
that's
I
like
feel
two
when white
separate
people do
things.
it, bro, it's tribalism. I feel like white people will jump into white conflicts
Because
right away.
just
You
because
feel
they're
me?
white.
Don't
just
we
'cause
do
they're
it?
white.
You wouldn't say we do the
I
same thing?
don't
But the
think
thing
so.
is,
I
I
don't
feel like
think so,
niggas
bro.
will jump into white people problems and be like, yo, hold on, what's going on with y'all niggas? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's good with niggas? And I don't know if that's because we've been put in certain corners throughout, you know, our time in this, I guess you could say, the society that we live in, where it's like, yo, like we know what happens when people are reprimanded and how bad it could get, so that when we see other people doing things that like they could be punished for, then it's like, oh, don't put yourself in that kind of like predicament.
Now, I feel like there's an interesting sense of like group mentality though that does still exist. Like when we think of, let's go to Donald Trump, right, and his whole presidency. There's a lot of, you could say he and himself is a controversial. I don't want to bring politics like that. So if y'all watching, you're like, go Trump or fuck Trump. But there was a lot of divisiveness in that within even the black community itself, where even within the black community, a lot of people were like, yo, we're revoking your black card for fucking with Donald Trump. And then there was also other people on the other side saying, no, we're revoking your black card for not fucking with Donald Trump.
To like the Democrats, whatever.
Hey man, I seen black people saying Donald Trump is a nigga. At that point, I knew I'm gonna just walk away. I can't do this no more.
The reason why I even point that out is because
When I say this, I'm not saying that he is.
okay.
Right? I just want you to tell me, why is he not a nigga?
Roberto was right.
Tell me why he's not a nigga.
Nigga don't care.
I just
Don't
want to know, like,
care,
how
bro.
do you, no, like, what do you define as a nigga?
He don't care.
No, that's big. That is
Leave
yes.
me be.
No, answer that.
Yes,
I had
please.
to walk away.
Please, no. What is an? I feel like that's
We've
a
had
very.
niggas come on this podcast and tell us why white people can't be niggas, bro.
Boom.
What is the
What is a
threshold that
nigga?
not
What is
a
that
nigga?
nigga's
What is a
credibility?
nigga?
Bro, you're a nigga if you're
What is
black,
it?
bro.
What was that nigga's
Because I feel like
You're
no,
a nigga
genuinely,
if you're black,
I feel
bro.
like genuinely one of the biggest divisions in the black community.
Are you black
is
if
you
you a
see
nigga?
it. You see it right when the question is asked. Who can say the word nigga? Because eventually, like immediately, the answer is if you're black. But then you have the conversation of, okay, I'm black in UK. I'm black in Asia. I'm black in here. And it's like, nah, if you're born in the United States, okay, but also
Still
my
a
family was from Nigeria or my family was from Jamaica. Okay, no, if you were from a long line, you see how it just starts getting more and more and more and just more to a point where it's like, damn, what the fuck really
The way
is
I look at
nigga?
it is like, bro, you gotta be like, you can say nigga if you're black, you feel me? If you're not black and people and you like you don't look black, because being black is like a phenotypical thing, you feel me? Like your ancestry is one thing, but that doesn't make you black with a capital B.
So
you
what
feel
is
me?
black?
Black is
I'm
your
saying,
race, you know what I'm saying? But
Was the
that's like,
cashier that took our order earlier a nigga? The
one that was in the store?
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't look like a nigga to me.
So they
Facts.
can't say nigga.
But that's also
They're very like they have like black
Yeah,
features.
they did seem black,
But they
bro.
don't.
didn't look
so. What
black,
about
though.
don't look
albinos? Albinos.
See, that's different.
That's different. Yeah. No,
How's that? That's what. That's
See,
what.
dumb?
That's what we do all of the time.
That's that nigga with an asterisk.
But that's what I'm trying to say is because
Those is light skinned niggas.
But this is what I'm trying to say in that part, right? Because there's so many different aspects of what it means to be black. Whereas if you go to even to a white person, they can't even answer what being white really means. Because it's like
Type
they
shit.
don't care.
That's
They
a
be like, what do
bigger
you,
conversation.
why you asking me this?
Bro, my
Because
Uncle Trevor looked like that, bro. My grandpa call him white man. So
he white?
Nah, though, he's a nigga, bro.
But I think that's one of the.
That nigga, bro, my
Is
Uncle
he?
Trevor, bro, he
If
definitely
you
a
call
nigga,
him
bro.
white man, is he?
Nah, he be doing that because he be playing, bro. My grandfather light skinned too. That nigga damn near look white too, bro. No bullshit. But he ain't that light skinned. But like the nigga light skinned, bro. No bullshit.
The way
He's
I
got some. It's definitely like, yeah, bro. My cousin was telling me like back in the day, niggas is like, feel me, a lot of slavery shit going on, bro. You feel me, a lot of blood mixing and shit, bro. No bullshit.
A lot of
cap. There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I think that what it comes down to is like, are you black? Like if the answer that you can answer like immediately, some people say yes.
Mhm.
I mean, but then some people be like, I am, but. And I feel like if you have to answer I am, but then there's like a different set of criteria for you to be able to
What
say.
about the former president of
It's
the
like-
NAACP?
Who's
Rachel
that?
Dolezal?
Yeah.
Yo, she
that's
got
a-
elected for that shit.
That's what. She's a white woman.
I'm
I was
saying.
say she's just white. Like she's not. She got,
Nah, she was trying to act like a black person though. She was getting
I'm
some
mad.
bullshit.
But no,
She
think
was
of it.
blackfishing heavy.
The
the
president
surprise was
of the
bullshit.
NAACP.
her intentions in the right
Hey man,
place.
no cap. She was like, I can be the president of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I don't have to be a colored person to, wish for their advancement. She went about it the wrong way though. Yeah. Hey, now we partying though. No bullshit. That shit was funny, bro. Hey man, Sanye, man. We spent a lot of time talking just now. You know what I mean? I know niggas can continue the podcast,
Yeah.
whatever. But I do want to ask you, you feel me? Just like reverting back to some of the things we talked about the chamber so that we can wrap up here. Just asking you, now that you've like you're continuing on this journey, but now that like that one like part of your journey is like ceased, what do you feel like is gonna come next?
And where are the strippers and the cocaine?
That's a very amazing question as well. That's at the top of everyone's mind.
Give me like 10 seconds to genuinely. I think evolution, for real.
Damn.
Like it doesn't stop. Like chamber, again, it's an ongoing process where I'm very, very appreciative of the moment that is the chamber, and all the moments that will come, but recognizing in the longevity of it, they are just moments, and not just moments as if it invalidates the sincerity and the significance of it, but remembering the why, starting with the why and leading with the why, and knowing, yes, these are moments that add to the hows, the what's of the story, but this isn't the essence of what is me. That being said, the strippers and cocaine will be coming soon. No, I'll say this
Turn it up.
on that part. No, I also do want to speak on not the strippers and cocaine part specifically, but I think a conversation it doesn't have to be on the pod. We could finish it up, but like the conversation of the interpretations of Black people, or Black, what it really means. Because I think we really touched on something that I've been really, really pondering for a long time in terms of, do we have any real sense of solidarity when it comes to what is our identity? Because I feel like there's a conversation when it comes to me saying strippers and cocaine versus any other person, any other ethnicity, and not in a sense where it's like there's a bad connotation to it. But I think there's some kind of conversation where it's like, oh, that's much more realistic to kind of see. Not to us, like y'all know me better than a lot of other people who are going and watch that and be like, oh, who's Sanye? Oh, he's about that.
wildin'.
You feel
Yeah.
me? But it's, let's say, outside of this entire community that we have who watch this and say, oh, he's probably actually going to spend it on that based off of what they understand of Black people and the concept of what is achievable. If I was to say, yo, I want to start a wealth fund with this, I want to go to a financial advisor, I want to do all of these things, would it seem as credible? And that's really not a conversation that I'm trying to bring with a kind of conclusion to it. It's genuinely just a conversation of like, I want us to, no bullshit, I really, really would love to see a conversation of us as a community really saying, yo, what the fuck really is Black? Like truly, like truly, not just like Black is Black. Nah, what really is it? Because that's what's been such a divisive point for us for so long. That's why there's so many different conversations and so many different edges to this whole thing and so many different corners, and it's as if we don't have any kind of sense of solidarity because it was never ours to start with. The word nigga, Black, That was never us. We didn't come out the gates with that shit. That was something that was imposed onto us, and we were just handed all of the puzzle pieces and said, okay, y'all figure it out. And just a lot of us have this side figured out, that side figured out, the middle figured out. But when we try to put it together, it makes no sense because it was never our puzzle. We don't even know what the end result's supposed to look like. So all of that being said, that is definitely a conversation I'd love to just see happen a lot more. In terms of the chamber specifically, I'm very grateful. I'm very appreciative. And it definitely, I'm appreciative of the opportunities that it allows me to be even able to say, yo, let's have a conversation about Black people. Like, for real. Like, the opportunities it gives me to have those kinds of spaces and those platforms. So I'm appreciative.
You got anything coming out soon? Any projects, any singles that niggas could look out for?
Can't even say no, there's so much. There's a lot of more music.
Anything dropping before the end of the year?
Yes.
All right, look out for new Sanye by the end of the year. You heard
That
it here
part.
first.
Facts, man. Well, I appreciate your time, man. You know what I mean? And also just being here and just helping us out with everything that you helped us out with today. Moving the furniture, everything, like literally like from top to bottom, you was just like super supportive in this process. So appreciate you, you know what I mean?
Thank you for having me.
I want to shout out our sponsors before we get out of here.
We usually do that, like we do that in a separate video.
Tomo usually does a good job at it.
Want to do it? Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So we just want to take some quick time to shout out to our sponsor over at Diaspora Mass. You feel me? You can follow them on Instagram at Diaspora Mass. They do a good job highlighting the Black and African diaspora over here in Mass. You know what I'm saying? Shouting out the culture. You know what I'm saying? Uplifting the people. Yeah, you feel me? And we also want to shout out to Beat the Odds. You know what I'm saying? Providing us with this beautiful space. Shout out to Newberry Comics. Shout out to Topo Chico. Shout out to Yerba Mate.
Word, man. All right. It's been another great episode of Bad for the Community.
Who we got them commenting this week?
Let's have them comment.
If you made it this far,
how black are you?